All right, man. We live, man. We are
Check,
live.
check, check, check.
We are motherfucking live, bro.
Nigga said,
I
sorry.
met a
Check
man.
me out.
What's
I was
good,
tripping.
kid?
Sorry. Well, what's popping?
What's popping, man? How have you been, man? How's your week been? You know?
My week has been good. This has been the first week back.
Okay.
Back to work.
Yeah.
You know, feeding in minds of the youth.
Okay.
So
You was in the
they've been
Shy,
real
right?
chill, man.
Did you go to the Shy?
No, Nola.
Okay, Nola. Okay.
Yeah.
What you do down
I
there,
went
man?
last weekend for
Yeah,
I went back to the crib last weekend.
for sure.
Just quick little trip. Um,
Okay.
but this week the kids really been cool, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
they ain't been too rowdy for real, for real. I think it's just the first week, so they
Yeah.
ain't gonna get too
They ain't really
too much. You feel me?
turn
They
it
said
up,
they
yeah,
gotta
huh?
fill everything out.
They try to figure out who they can fuck with, who they can get over on or not.
That's facts.
For sure, man. Well, shit, I've been chilling, man. I actually had an easy week this week, man. A lot of work. I'm actually going down to Atlanta, on Friday. Walk across the stage, grab my bachelor's. Um,
Congratulations,
Thank you,
nigga.
bro. Thank you, man.
I had my
Motherfuckers can
air horns
read.
out.
Motherfuckers can read, man. Motherfuckers can read, man.
Hell
But
yeah.
yeah, I'm going down, grab my bachelor's, man. I enrolled into my master's program, into master's of education, um, with a concentration in athletic administration, man. Um, so goal is to become, hopefully a sports director, director of sports or sports operation for a school, work with student athletes, you know what I'm saying, man, and just continue to do what I love doing, man. So that's the goal, you know, with that, man. But
Yeah.
shit, enough positive shit, man. Let's get into the niggas. None of that positive, uplifting black male shit. It's time to get into the niggatry, y'all. Hey, welcome to episode of Hip Hop Is. My name is Corey the Genius. I'm here with the big homie himself, man. Psycho Sid, King Meta. What's good, boy?
Whoa, what's popping out there
Hey,
in the land? We back at it like a crack at it.
we back, man. We back. This is Hip Hop Is, a hip hop weekly streaming show where we talk about what hip hop is. We talk about what the culture is. We teach. We entertain. We also talk about what hip hop is not. All right. So stick with us. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, share. Let us know what we doing. Let us know if y'all rock with it. Let us know if it sucks. But please beware. If you disrespectful, we will light your ass up in them comments. Cause we do love the Jones on
Facts.
motherfuckers. So be cool. We're sensitive with
I'm gonna
our
go
art.
100 bars.
Like Erica Badu said, I'm sensitive about my shit. So be cool because I will rain fire on your ass in the comments if you decide to get disrespectful. All right, man. We got a show. Man. We got a list of topics. We got some fun stuff, man. We got a serious conversation. I think to lead, let's talk about what the serious conversation, what this is, and it is as you would say, Meta, the divide between hip hop media and actual hip hop culture. I think that's the premise of our show today. So we're gonna get into that. But first, I like to do segments, bro. As we build this thing, I was thinking about this as I was as I was running today. I was like, man, it's good if a show has segments, and I think a good segment to have it's called Men and Women's Business. Men and Women's Business, bro. So the first ever Men and Women's Business topic, man. The unlikely pleasure goes to Bernice Burgos, man, and Jalen Brown. Now we don't know if this is true or not, bro. This could all be fake. This could be AI generated. But
As
again,
my nigga Hove said, it's only entertainment.
it's only entertainment, man. This is only for entertainment purposes. only. But to for some hypotheticals, and just if this is real, right? We got Bernice Burgos and Jalen Brown. So I want to say about 4 days ago, a post surfaced from Basketball Grounds, which is a social media source on X, Facebook. Like you said, it's been highlighted on um,
Sports Center,
ESPN, Sports
ESPN.
Center, with some news, whether it's real or not. That's becoming a theme, man, with like NBA Centel and all this type of stuff. It's actually better than actual news half of the time, bro. But Bernice Burgos, who I was thinking about, how do I introduce her? I don't really know what she's famous for other than being a bartender and being beautiful. Um, and maybe being a stripper.
So if I so because I'm a fan of the JBP.
Yes, sir.
And the way they kind of describe the New York City nightlife, especially at the strip clubs, is the bartenders are just as much as entertainment as the actual dancers themselves.
For
However,
sure.
they don't occupy the same type of space,
For
right?
sure. Yeah.
And so off tips, they could end up making just as much as the dancers because they apply they add to the fantasy,
Yeah.
it sounds like, right?
Yeah.
And so Bernice has established herself initially as what they call a star tender,
Okay. That's
right?
like the A team of bartenders, right?
Facts. And so
Can she
there have
make a
been many
Manhattan?
conversations.
Can she make like an espresso martini? All right, I see where this is going. All right,
So
sure.
so that
Just give me a
she's
fucking
been a
headache.
personality that has been on many podcasts and platforms,
Yeah.
and she's described just like the benefits of, you can say, pretty privilege,
Mm-hmm.
um but also just kind of the different type of lifestyle that exists as a star tender. Like, she a good week for her is 40,000. She
That's a good
making
week.
more than some niggas work make in a whole year.
That's a good week.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, and then a bad week for her is 10 racks. Again,
That's a good
if I
week.
made 10 racks in a week,
Yeah. Make it make it screwdrivers. Hell yeah.
come on, man.
Make it
Not even making screwdrivers. I'm
nah.
just putting the fucking sparklers on the Patron
That's
bottle.
all I'm doing. I'm pouring Mad Dog 2020 over ice. Hypnotic, making Incredible Hawks for 40,000. I can get with that shit. With some
So
tricks in my face. Just saying.
that's 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 the type of realm Bernice is occupying, right?
All
And
right,
it's not
man.
even to say whether or not like her morality and nothing, but that's the job she signed up for.
Hey, the gig's the gig. The
And
gig's
from
the
there,
gig.
New York is a very bustling place, especially
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to just reality TV in general. So she's been able to rub shoulders with the right people and become a personality of sorts for the streets,
Can't
right?
hate on bartenders, man. Support, salute.
And
Hey,
they cheaper than therapists. I ain't gonna
they
lie to
are.
you.
They are. They are. I've had one many conversations with bartenders and dancers. Uh Very good conversationalists, man. I can't even hold you. So I can't even hate on the bag, man. For your awareness, do you know how old Bernice Burgos is?
Oh yeah, I know. I know.
All right.
I know exactly how old she is.
Okay, hold that thought. Hold that thought. We gonna need that information as we go into
Oh
this
yeah,
story.
yeah. Oh, you
So
came here to pod. Oh yeah,
oh yeah,
you
we
came
hit a
here to get in
pod
your
today.
bag.
All right. So
Hey, yo,
in this
real
statement
trap shit.
in this statement, Bernice Burgos, which it is rumored that she was dating previous Boston Celtics, now Philadelphia 76er, Jalen Brown. At one time, rumored, don't know if it was true, but we know how it goes in the NBA. To quote, and this is from Basketball Grounds, not us. I remember watching a Boston Celtics game when Jalen Brown started sending me private secret DMs. That's important information right there. I gave him a chance. That's also important information. We went on a date. Not important. He later asked for a one night stand. Very important information. I agreed. Super important information. After that, he dropped me completely. Another important detail. Does he think I'm cheap now for saying yes? Very important detail. Does he not know who I am? I'm making sure he face my legal team. Just watch. Now, we don't know if this is true. We don't know if this is true, but let's go into the
This
important
is all
information.
alleged because I
This is
don't even believe she said
I,
this.
I was saying I thought about that today, but this is the segment men and women's business. We have no business being here anyway. So since we're here, we might as well just speculate. Just speculate. All right. So you were watching a Boston Celtics game. I'm assuming you're courtside, and Jaylen Brown, who's worth, I want to say $300 million. $300 million over what a 5 year, somewhere a 5 year, we'll ballpark it over a 5 year uh contract. Also UCLA graduate, UCLA graduate, spoke at MIT, spoke at Harvard, plays chess, has a nonprofit chess organization in the city of Boston that he created in the hood. Overall, good guy. Said Bronny James couldn't hoop, spoke up for us, spoke up for us, courtside analyst, showed up to the summer league with Angel Reese and some other chick at the same time, and they were holding hands. Overall, good guy. Seemed like a winner to me. Bernice Burgo seemed like
Seems like a winner to
seemed
me.
like a winner to me. Finals MVP and NBA champion, by the way, before 30 years old. He sent her private secret DMs. Now, Meta, when we use the word private secret, that's kind of bad sentence structure. You don't really need to use private and secret at the same time. However, we're not here to talk about Bernice Burgos being an educator. We're talking about her being someone who's done wrong or felt like she's been done wrong in this situation. So he sent her private secret DMs, which means he didn't want people to know. He probably had no way of getting in contact with her but her DMs. But to put that out in the atmosphere, it's kind of nasty work from Bernice if she did this. I wanna hone in on that. I gave him a chance.
So I think what we could do, so given that we don't know whether or not this story is real or not, I think entertainment's sake is just funny to talk about.
It's very funny to talk
because,
about.
Because there are people in the real world that look at this at situations like this and take the position that Bernice is being placed in this situation, right?
Yes.
And so again, all alleged because this is
all entertainment.
grounds.
This is basketball grounds.
Right.
It's all entertainment.
But Bernice in this situation, star tender, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or nightlife underground.
40,000 a week.
You still 40,000 a week
on a good week type shit.
You got to be like, she expects a certain type of lifestyle.
An applied luxury becomes an applied necessity.
Where things get a little misconstrued, right? Is that there are individuals living a lifestyle similar to hers that look at this situation and are like, oh, well, I don't see nothing wrong with what she's saying. I'm like, well, you gotta look at the situation. First of all, I went on a date, right? If while I'm on this date with you, I explicitly ask you for a one night stand, that tells me a lot of things happened on this date.
A lot of good conversation. Maybe some basketball talk. There was no basketball talk. It was no basketball talk. It was no basketball talk.
The most basketball talk that occurred was her spitting your stats to you
You know,
as a way to
maybe a
let you know,
breakdown of the triangle offense. You know, maybe
man,
like
she trying to she trying to have you playing her triangle offense, brother. Come
yeah,
on, man, you gotta
hey, hey
gotta
now,
see the.
she might be a basketball aficionado. You know.
She probably is, but she knows the game from a different view. All
She all
right,
right, all right, all right, all right. I'll shoot her some
she's
bail.
she's not
I'll shoot
she's
her some
not
bail.
down with the X's and O's, man.
Yeah.
She's really a sideline.
Yeah, okay. All right. Star tender. We
All
got it.
right,
All right. All right. All
so
right.
she
Okay,
was looking at this.
let me ask a question. Let me ask a question. Did Jalen Brown stare across the table? Let's just say we're at S, STK, you know? We're at STK, Brooklyn Chop House, you know? Some upscale. Some upscale. It's, you know, the crowd is packed. We got a corner table. Did you think Jalen Brown looked her in the windows of her soul and was like, you know what? It would be amazing if you gave me the opportunity for a one night stand.
So, do I
Do you
think
think
he
he
was
used
explicitly
those
saying
words, one night
no?
stand? What
Oh
words you
no.
think he used? That's
So
fine. What words you think he used?
there's a lot of ways you could get that off, right? When you sitting at, especially a dimly lit steakhouse, nice
Dimly
little,
lit, you know,
you feel me?
little New York strip
You
for
know.
her, you know, tomahawk for me, cause I'm an athlete. I
No,
gotta
you know what?
eat.
No. Fuck all that. Fuck all
Yeah,
that. It's a tomahawk for the table with the
tomahawk for
bow
the
and arrow
table,
on the side
bow and
and
arrow
the
on the
$12
side
sides. It's
with
like
the
3, 4 sides on
sides.
the table,
Exactly,
nigga. You know what I mean?
Parmesan crusted everything.
You got the
Parmesan
motherfucking
crust the
chimichurri
Hennessy.
sauce on that mug.
Yeah, Hennessy
Come on, man.
crusted Parmesan
Ain't no
wings
A1 in sight, nigga.
at
Come on,
all.
man.
At all.
Truffle fries, nigga. Y'all
Truffled
don't even know what a
fries.
truffle
Don't
is.
even know where the fuck a truffle comes from. Don't even know where the fuck that comes from. Doesn't
Don't
matter.
even know what that.
Swipe it.
He got the Louis, the bottle of Louis. That
A
bitch just
bottle.
sitting on the
It's
table.
just sitting there.
It's just sitting on the table,
Half
right?
empty. Half empty. On the house too,
So
because he's Jalen Brown. On the house. And he in New York. On the house, brother. You know, respect. We Brooklyn, you know, we're Knicks fans, but respect. You know,
respect.
on the house from the
So
compliments from the chef. And he looked her in
so
the
did
windows of her soul like, man, I'm stuffed. How was your meal? You know what would top this off? You know what would set the night off perfect?
you
If you
topping
gave
me
me a
off?
chance for a one night stand. What do you think? Do I have your consent or not? Like what? Like you think that's how he? You know, because she agreed. She agreed, so that meant she gave him
That
consent.
mean all right. No, yes, she agreed,
Yeah.
but I don't think it was understood that it
Mm-hmm.
was a one night stand, but it wasn't explicitly stated to be in a one night stand.
Okay.
The it was, if you know, you know. We were sitting here having
Okay.
a conversation, real like she got to spin the stats. All right, now I'm
Okay.
telling you what I finna do to you in the bathroom. The tomahawk that came, then did
Okay.
all the presentation, nigga. I done
Mm-hmm.
had a few drinks, you done had a few drinks. Now I done looked you into the soles of your eyes, and I
Yeah.
said some shit like, all right, listen, you fool, you fool. I got a nice ass Airbnb, like not even real live Airbnb. I own this shit. I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
Airbnb it out to other motherfuckers. Let's go spend a night in there.
Okay.
Right? Just me and you. Listen, they probably had good conversation over music. Like I got some good Brent I could play for you. And
Mm-hmm.
all mine is
Unreleased.
a
Unreleased
banger.
Brent. He just sent me,
Unreleased
he
Brent.
just airdropped me something, you know, that hasn't even been cleared by the label yet. If you want to hear it.
Or
If you
or
want to
or
hear it.
or if you're not even in, because I know Brent, he could be a little toxic. So you
Be a
know
little
what?
toxic, you know. I
My
got some
teammate,
unreleased Ralph Transvan if you want to.
not even. My teammate is his baby mom's is
Her
LMA.
LMA. Yeah, I got some unreleased LMA.
I got
You
some
know,
unreason LMA, and
actually, I can
just
call.
doing the
I
thing.
can have LMA heloed here right now. If you're up, it's late. It's late, right? Look, let's get to the skinny, bro. Jalen Brown said, "Look, going upstairs and getting that motherfucking bed. That's what he said. Hey, look, man. Going upstairs, because the steakhouse is in the Airbnb. Going upstairs and getting that motherfucking bed, man. I'm gonna be up there. Let me just call coach, let him know it's gonna be a late night. I might be in practice, a little early. We playing the Orlando Magic, so we ain't really too worried about it. Might even use one of my DNPs, but look, motherfucker frustrated. This motherfucking Louis ain't cheap. And you a bartender. What you say, 40? You said 40 on a good night? I'll have my agent wire that to you. Going upstairs, get in that motherfucking bed, and take them drawers off. I'm going to be up there in like 15 clicks. You heard? And that's how it happened. But here's the problem. The 40,000 never came. That's why we got this. That's why we're in the conundrum that we're in now, man. That's why we're in the situation we're in now. The 40,000, she woke up and she checked that Cash App account. That Cash App, it wasn't there. She hit the little refresh where it's been. She called the teller, called the bank, Middle Eastern man pickup, customer service. Can I help you? Like, no, there is nothing pending. There was nothing pending, Bernice. And you damn right ain't nothing gonna be pending. You can get out of here.
That's crazy.
Get out of here, man. Now, that piece of information you was holding on, Meta, how old is Bernice Burgos?
Bernice is, I believe, in her 40s, if not her early 40s, her mid 40s. She's no older than 45.
All right, let's look it up.
Burgos. She is 46. I lied.
She's 46. You on the back end of 40. Jaylen Brown isn't even 30. And I don't think this happened recently. This had to happen some years ago. So you probably was still in your 40s. And he probably was in his mid to mid 20s.
So I feel you.
Mm-hmm.
I really do.
Mm-hmm.
She looked like that.
For sure. For sure. And I'm not like discounting what he's doing. I'm not discounting what she's doing. I love an older woman. However, there's some key information in there. The key information is I gave him a chance. I'm a Boston Celtics. Our little emblem, it's a leprechaun with a 4-leaf clover on there. I don't get chances. I make chances. I make the chances. I'm up 200 M's. You're in Startender stepping on sticky floors every weekend. I make the chances. Like, after I wash off, I got to go to a chess meet at the Boys and Girls Club where I'm giving a speech on the Queen's Gambit to some underprivileged kids on it. But I make the chances, man. You're delusional. You are delusional, Bernice. And this is the problem with this statement. The problem with this statement is, what are you going to tell if this is real, what were you planning to tell your legal team? What were you about to tell Horwitz and Horwitz legal counsel? Why would you disturb those Jewish men like that? Why would you bother them on a Sunday? Why would you disturb Schwartz legal defense? Will make sure you win with some information. Like, you don't even have a case. You don't even have a case, ma'am. Like, look, you should have went for a G Leaguer. Should have went for a Chicago Bull or something like that. You aim high, sometimes you miss high, man. You should have went for Patrick Williams. Franklin got that off on Patrick Williams.
No.
Or so.
Hey,
He got some
just get this
money.
nigga off his
Get him.
team. Oh,
He got some money.
it's
He would have
no
got you your 40,000. I would help you get that
Rob.
shit. I will
Hey,
help.
Bernice. Patrick, he got a little soul patch in his shit.
We gonna lure
Don't
him to
rob that nigga.
Lamron.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
We gonna lure him to Lamron, and I'm gonna help you get that money off Patrick Williams if it's what you need. But Bernie, sometimes you ain't high, sometimes you miss high, and this is just real. This is a huge miss, man. You're 46, like you're almost half a century. You're almost half a century, man. Like we got to use your talents for good at this point. This is nefarious use of your talents. There are black men incarcerated right now that can use your talents. That need you.
They already using her. They using her talents from 06.
Repurpose it, man. We gotta repurpose this, man.
What more
I don't
can
know.
she do for them niggas behind the wall, man? For real. What more can she do for them?
Hey, some of the most creative brothers are our brothers behind that wall, boy. Our brothers got tablets. They got AI. Look, man.
Trying to get to this money, right? And that's why I respect the hustle.
I respect it too.
Hey, that reminds me of this Selena Powell girl that be taking pictures with all her. That's just her shit. Just taking pictures with rappers.
Black Widow type shit.
My thing be like, yo, like y'all actively see other people get exposed by this woman.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all continuously say, no, but that shit gotta be good. I'm like, no, brother, y'all dick discipline ain't where it need to be. I need y'all to step it up.
It's some horny cats in the NBA. But look, we gonna land this, man.
Especially that nigga Michael Porter Jr.
Oh yeah, he's a freak.
We need to put a leash on him.
He's a wild boy, man. He's a wild. He's right where he need to be. Bernice, Michael Porter Jr. is local. Look, we gonna put a butt. We gonna land this, Bernice. You were trying to finesse a black man who plays chess on his free time. You never had a chance in hell. There was no money coming. He never stood you up. This wasn't a one night stand. This was a Fanatics fan VIP experience that you had. It happens. And if this is real, I can't say I'm sorry. You tried to play checkers with a chess master. What you want me to do? So that's the land of playing on Bernice Burgo's situation, man. There are a new batch of 21-year-olds coming out every year. All right, next topic, man. Next topic. We got my man Killer. I'm Hulk Hogan. Speaking of New York New York having a year this year, bro. Them motherfuckers they are back with a vengeance. You know, it was a time where New York, like, it was fun to make fun of New York. You know, like they had Brian Pumper dancing around and shit like that. It was a good time. Like, right around like when Section 80 came out, it was a good time to just make fun of New York, bro. Hell Rail was getting beat up in a goddamn Chinese food restaurant and shit. Like, it was just a good time. But New York back. They back with full effect, man. And our man Killer, leader of the Diplomats, man. Me personally, one of the top five. Me personally, top five New York. Top
Rappers?
five. Yeah.
All time?
Yeah. I'm putting Cam. He's rounding up probably the bottom half of that. Cam's pen
in New York.
In NYC. With
like
Biggie, with Jay and Biggie at the top. I'm gonna go X third. And then 4 or 5, maybe personal preference. I'll go Jada. I'm going Cam. I base that off the fact that Cameron is one of the few rappers, and this is just in New York. This is just in the history of hip hop, where I have never heard another rapper duplicate his sound, duplicate his cadence, duplicate his songwriting or song making. When we talk about hip hop when we talk about what Cameron has done for the culture of hip hop, the stranglehold he had on the culture of hip hop. You can't. It's hard to argue, bro. It's hard to argue. I never wanted to wear any of Jadakiss clothes. I don't know what clothes he had. I never wanted to. He had the Reeboks for Allen Iverson commercial. That was cool. But I wanted to be Killer Cam when I was a kid. Like I wanted to be Killer Cam. Like the Diplomats was everything to a lot of motherfuckers, man. So I gotta put Cam in there top 5 in New York hip hop. That's just Corey. I could be argued, but that's just Corey. And that's not our topic.
His name is Curtis Jackson,
I don't put
also
50,
known as 50 Cent.
I don't put 50 Cent. Well, I don't put 50 Cent top 5.
Get the fuck out.
I don't put 50 top 5, bro.
Cameron doesn't have a get rich or die trying.
50 Cent only got to get rich or die trying. And I'll give you.
No. So
he only got to get rich. You know my rule against rookie albums.
It's not just a classic album. All time out. When we
know
talk about
my
all time albums. Come on, dog. Come on. Especially
hey.
when we talking about New York.
We talking about New York.
All time albums.
Mm-hmm.
It's especially debuts. It's Illmatic,
mm-hmm.
Reasonable Doubt,
mm-hmm.
Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah.
What was Biggie's shit?
And you know what? It's already not Life After Death, is it?
Was it Ready to Die?
Ready to Die. Ready to Die. And I'm sorry. I'm removing Jadakiss from my number 4. I'm putting Nas as my number 4, and I'm putting Cameron as my number 5.
And see, that's the thing, right? Because you acting like Busta Rhymes ain't out there.
I was never a big Busta Rhymes. There was never a Busta.
Like a big ass.
There was never a Busta Rhymes album. There was never a Busta Rhymes album that I rode around to, bro.
What are we talking
I've never rode around. You rode around listening to Busta Rhymes? Albums?
Yeah, I ride around today listening to Busta
Singles?
Rhymes albums, nigga.
Singles or albums?
Nigga. Yes, nigga.
You telling me Busta Rhymes got a better album than Purple Haze?
Yes, several.
He got a better album than Diplomatic Community? He got a better album than Diplomatic Community?
So wait, wait, time out.
Like we talking about hip hop, bro. You talking about rap? You talking about rap?
Are we talking about Busta versus Cam or Busta versus Diplomats? Let's.
The Diplomats is Cam. That is Cam. That is Cam. Bro. That's when we talk about culture. When we talk about, we ain't gonna
do that shit for Quavo.
I will argue that. I will argue that with Offset and Quavo. I would.
This ain't even the topic.
It's not the topic. Man, all right.
Don't even
look, okay. I'm not. All right, look. So Cameron is in the news, man. Cameron, who's made the fucking amazing transition to broadcasting with his talk with Flea and with his It Is What It Is with Cam and Mace. One of my favorite shows, man. I would say like an inspiration for this show here, bro. I just love seeing some of our artists like grow old, bro. And like It Is What It Is and Joe and Jada, shit like that, man. Like we've seen enough, hip hop artists die broke, die trying to figure it out way past their mark as rappers. And Cameron has the ultimate hustler, prototypical Harlem cat, has found a way to, transition. So Cameron stays in the headlines. Now, the other individual that we have on this screen is Vic Mensa. A lot of people are not versed in Vic Mensa as we are, bro. Would you like to take the lead on that? Because I don't want to talk. Educate the people on Vic Mensa.
Vic Mensa is a young side Chicago rapper. Not necessarily so young. And damn, that makes me feel old.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Vic Mensa is, you can technically call him underground, but he's kind of a new age underground,
Yeah.
especially in this digital age.
Mhm.
He is signed to Rock Nation when it
Mhm.
comes to the music side, but he's a lot of his claim to fame has come as of recently. His work just in acting with the Shy and
Mhm.
different projects like that. He he's always stood on deep principle, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes to a fault because in his early career he judged XX Tentacion, R.I.P. my man's,
Mhm.
when he was first coming out, and um Vic ended up, he judged X pretty much on some shit that X got caught up with, domestic
Abuse.
abuse.
Yeah. Domestic abuse. Allegations. Um.
And ironically, Vic, soon after what he did, because it was a BET cipher that he kind of
Mhm.
went hard on X, and I think this was recent, like very closely after he had passed,
Yeah.
and
It was like,
so
yeah. It wasn't even. I want to say it was within the same year, almost. Um.
and so Vic then gets into his own legal troubles uh with domestic abuse. So it's kind of just like the natural irony of that situation.
Mhm.
um I have always been a fan of both X and Vic's music.
Mhm.
um Vic has talked about just the dealings with drugs, the dealings with that abuse case, a lot of that situation, and even through all of that turmoil, Vic has always stood on principle of being a stand up nigga,
Mhm.
especially when it just comes for trying to be a voice for the culture.
Mhm.
He grew up in the same realm as Chance, and Chance very Mr. Independent from the beginning,
Yep.
and so both of them, especially when they was early days, Save Money, Social Works, all that shit, all of it interconnected. They've always stood on principle and better in the lives of black people,
Mhm.
especially when it comes to just their artistry and shit, using their artistry to give back.
Yeah.
So they've always stood on principle like that. And Vic has been doing this series on TikTok and just across social media, where he pretty much is in his backyard eating oranges and shit. And he's been doing it, from my knowledge, since the pandemic, or just he's been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
And so he uses that opportunity to educate the people on, especially when it comes to the people he talks to, black people, white people, everybody, just about the struggles that are going on, from political realm to hip hop culture, anything that he has an opportunity. He made comments about the Megan Clay situation, so he's kind of just
Mhm.
been dipping his toes in just like kind of the social zeitgeist and adding his 2 cents to everything, right?
Yeah.
And so in this situation, we have someone, Vic, who portrays himself as very well read
Mhm.
and educated on a lot of different topics, and Cameron, who is culturally the at this point he's the uncle that you don't really want to. It's not that you don't want to talk to the nigga, but you don't want to say no joke towards him because
Yeah.
he got 100 bars for your ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so Vic, the source of this conversation stems from whether or not we are African first or American first
Mhm.
as black people in America and throughout the diaspora, right?
Mhm.
Um, from Vic's point of view, it is, well, nigga, if you stop at a certain point in your lineage, yes, you are just American,
Mhm.
right? But that is, in a way, allowing slavery to be the start of your ancestry.
Yeah.
And while you might be able to relate closely with those people, that's not actually, as a black person, where your ancestry starts.
Right.
Cam, on the other hand, is trying to is COE. He doing this shit for the look, for the content.
Right.
He doing this shit for the entertainment. And so we joking our way through this situation.
Mm-hmm.
But in joking and putting this bravado on that you have to for the sake of content, Cam is finding himself looking very ignorant to the situation
Right.
because he's like, yo, my mama from Atlanta City.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know shit else other than America. And it's not to say that Cam shouldn't be listened to in this situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because Cam makes valid points. My family and the people I love, the people I know,
Mm-hmm.
they come from here. They come from New York, New
Yeah.
Jersey, and surrounding area. Right? I don't even got people from the South. Everybody want us to be from the South. That quote to
Yeah.
him, everybody want us to be from the South. And my people ain't from the South.
Right.
And it's a thing of Cam, you just didn't do enough research to know your people probably from the South.
Yeah. So to add a little context, um, so Vic Mensa, like you said, wildly outspoken, brother from South Side of Chicago, typical Chicago motherfucker trait, just wildly outspoken about some shit, whether correct or incorrect, where very tend to lack tact, typical kind. I believe that is a Chicago trait. Like a lot of Chicago people just lack tact when they really feel something on their brain. You could draw a line between like Kanye West, Vic Mensa, Shaka Khan, CM Punk. Like it's just a lot of just motherfuckers they just rub people the wrong way. And it is what it is. Like I'm not trying to be harmful. Maybe I'm trying to be harmful. I don't know. Maybe you deserve that. But it's just the way we talk in the city, right? So Vic Mensa makes his post, right? He did one post and then Karen replied he did a second post. The first post he did, he's talking about, the conversation of lineage, like you said. Um, Africa, we all come from Africa. If you shake the tree far enough, you will find a African in your trees. But why do Black Americans? Why do we distance ourselves from Africa? Right? He gives this whole speech about it, very eloquently put too. Uh, and then Cam, his crew hears they make some comments in regard to Africa. And I believe it was either Sin City or one of Cam's correspondents. They talk about doing the show in Africa and how, quote, everyone was musty and how it smelled bad and quoting things to that point. And then Vic Mensa, I know, right? Just ignorant New York motherfuckers, bro. And then Vic Mensa makes another post talking about those comments and then kind of dressing down Cameron, saying that your name is a French, name. If you trace your name Giles back long enough, you'll realize that you came from a black man, but like, come on, man. Like, you sound a little ignorant. And it's a little harmful to say some of the things you're saying with the platform that you got. Then Cam replies again, doing the Harlem thing. He's making his case, but he's also throwing in the barbs. You're a light skinned motherfucker. Why you got Rockefeller tattooed on your neck? Why you posing like that? I can't trust light skinned motherfuckers who pose like that. Yada, yada, yada. Right? Um, I'm gonna have to. I'm American as fucking apple pie, but I gotta side with Vic Mensa on this, bro. And the reason I'm siding with Vic Mensa on this is because we're not fucking Native Americans, bro. Like, and that's the like. I'm just gonna make it plain for people because we have this whole FBA, American descendants of slaves. We created gangs for the battle for reparation and lineage and blah blah blah. And look, I ain't here to hate on anybody getting a coin or how anybody needs to conceptualize walking through America. That's cool. This is just Corey the Genius talking. We are not Native Americans. Even if black people, which we make the case that black people touched every continent on the world before we even came to America, we didn't originate from America, man. And that's okay. That's okay. That's absolutely okay. Like, you can still be an American. But when we talk about bloodline, like when we talk about what's in the blood, not what who you are and what you identify and what you put on your census and all that. When we talk about when you prick the thumb and do a DNA test and what comes back, well, yo, black ass is African, bro. We all come from Africa, man. That's okay. You don't have to be an African, right? An African. You don't have to be that. Even Africans would tell you I'm Nigerian, I'm from Sierra Leone, I'm Ghanaian, like they even break it down where they reside. At the end of the day, they're African. You go to the UK, they're African. They're just British. You go
I
to
think, but
you
I
go
think we
to
stumbled.
South America,
Uh,
you're Afro Latino. Like the idea of just wanting to separate from our native land, our ancestral native land. It's
so
become
so
just
you.
this sensationalized conversation, bro. That really holds no fucking
All right, can I
purpose.
put the kufi on real quick?
Go
Can I
ahead,
put the
man.
kufi on real quick?
Go ahead.
So what it is internalized racism,
Okay.
right? So we as black people don't understand how just insidious racism actually can be,
Yeah.
right? And so what you're talking about when it's people kind of acknowledging their nationality, like I'm Ghanaian, I am Nigerian, I am South African. Um, to us in America, because of our interactions with racism as a concept,
Mm-hmm.
we ultimately see skin color. I'm black, you black, right?
Right.
You may speak a different language, but that's
Mm-hmm.
also because America's big as fuck,
Right.
right?
Can you lean to your left a little bit so I can send you on the camera? Right there. Boom.
Oh,
All right. You
right.
good, bro. Right there. Yep.
So it's a thing of we sitting here having this conversation, and you're right. We are all technically connected
Mm-hmm.
because we all come from the motherland, which is Africa.
Mm-hmm.
But it's how you identify, and Americans, because of what chattel slavery was
Mm-hmm.
compared to every other type of slavery throughout history, throughout human history, this one seems like really crazy.
Yeah.
So Americans feel like we have to differentiate ourselves from the rest of the world. Ironically, being just as American
Mm-hmm.
as our white counterparts,
Mm-hmm.
but we have to make this differentiation because we feel like our pain is so unique.
Right.
But
Which
we
it is.
also, in doing that, minimize just how grand the scale was the transatlantic slave trade was.
Yeah.
Because yes, it affected the Americas,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
All the new
Not
land.
just
Yeah.
northern.
Mm-hmm.
And we even see
Southern.
that shit
Yeah.
in FIFA World Cup as it just passed.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that shit and seeing just I don't follow FIFA
But it's a good
like word for
indication
word.
of like sociological like standpoints
Right.
though. Football is how
And
worldly it is. Yeah.
seeing a lot of people talk about Argentina and right
Mm-hmm.
and understanding just a little bit about just like the bleaching culture and
Mm-hmm.
um just like the in some people would call it a genocide
Yeah.
of darker skinned individuals in
Mm-hmm.
Argentina,
Yeah.
right? It's understandable that these conversations are being had,
Yeah.
right? But at the same time, we got to make room for both. And
Right.
I think yes. Do I think Vic's pointing this was all the way. I'm trying to be a connector of
Nah,
understanding. No, I think he was trying to get do this shit for content
yeah,
as well as Cam. I
yeah,
think we all
yeah. They
do.
both,
We do
yeah.
all
It's
this shit for
content
content.
over everything. It's content over everything.
But I also think Vic wants to have a conversation.
Yeah, and I also think with Cam, for him to have the platform that he has, it's a little dangerous. You know what I'm saying? To come across as dismissive as he did about about the subject matter. Like I'm all for the hee hees and ha ha's and the games and the jokes and stuff like that, but like for situations like this, I think it's a little dangerous to I don't want to use the word ignorant, but it did come off a little ignorant. Cameron contended, that sometimes that's his vehicle for shit. You know what I'm saying? But I think for Cameron to be such a loud voice, and have given like reports and done journalism and takes on things that have been very very helpful. In the past few months and shit, a little dangerous to be as dismissive, as he is, as he was in that sense.
And that's a cultural thing, right?
Yeah,
Because we play the dozens,
yeah,
like especially Black America. That's just Black American culture, and I think Cam has a point to an extent of recognizing Black American culture
hmm
being different from African cultures. I think it's okay to acknowledge that difference.
right,
The only problem I think is when, like you said, we start insulting the other side,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because
Because Vic didn't
we
insult
don't
you,
understand
right?
that.
Yeah, Vic didn't insult him at all. He just went off the top rope. He went on the top rope. On the top rope off Vic, man. That's all I'm saying. And to shoot Vic Mensa some bail, the Diary of Vic Mensa. If anybody has not heard that album, that is a phenomenal fucking album. I actually seen Vic Mensa perform live. He opened up for Jay-Z. It was a great show. But go back, please listen to the Diary of Vic Mensa. That's a fucking amazing body of work. He should be proud of. And I hope to see Vic Mensa just do great shit, man. Cameron also. We love them both. We love them both. All right, we're gonna land that. We're gonna go into our next topic, man. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share, comment. The Hip Hop Is Show. Our next topic, man, is someone I hate with my guts. I hate him probably a little bit more than Patrick Williams is a basketball player. It is Kawhi. I ruin every fucking team I go to, and it's their fault, not mine. Why are you guys so angry at me? I don't even talk anyway, Leonard. This motherfucker, bro. Hey, everybody's heard what's going on. All right, I've done some reading on it. He's stealing money from the National Basketball Association. He's stealing money, him and his family. He stole money from the Spurs. He stole money from Toronto. And he stole money from the Clippers. And he's trying to go back to Toronto to flee the border to fucking avoid being extradited.
I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think. I didn't
He's
even
trying
think
to
about
still
that.
go back to Toronto to avoid being extradited back to the U.S. to face his fucking summoning as he should, bro. This is
Who
a
does this nigga
slimy.
think he is?
Who does he think,
Pablo?
bro? He think he like the Thomas Crown affair or some shit, bro. Like this dude, I would never forgive him for what he did in Toronto. It
I just
made
like to make this. This is just a little disclaimer. This is not a safe space
it's
for
not.
Kawhi Leonard
It is
fans.
not a safe. I want him. I want him behind bars, bro. I want him going. I'm sick of him, man. I don't like the way he acts. I don't like that he doesn't laugh. I don't like that he doesn't seem friendly. I don't like that he's so physically imposing and he still loses games. I don't like a lot of shit about Kawhi Leonard, bro, over the years. I don't like the fact that Greg Popovich had to tell San Antonio not to boo the shit out of him when he came back and played against him. Greg Popovich should have just let them destroy him after what he did to San Antonio. You had 3 teams roll out the red carpet for you. Toronto wanted to give you everything. You set them back years because you wanted to go back to the mediocre ass Clippers. You didn't even want to go to the Lakers. You wanted to go to the Clippers and be mediocre. Like you didn't even want to. I don't even think he wanted to win in with the Clippers. He just
play.
He didn't even play, bro. He didn't even play.
Kawhi Leonard hasn't played a full season since he won that shit in Toronto.
Bro, he's a menace to society, bro. He's the reason why we got Patrick Williams. He's the reason why Patrick Williams is in Chicago. Because we thought Patrick Williams, well, he's 6'9", he got big hands, he looks like Kawhi Leonard. We're going to call him the Paul because Kawhi Leonard is the Claw, and we're going to pay Patrick Williams fucking $13 million over 3 years because he got potential. And this shitty ass motherfucker is on the Bulls stealing money. He probably learned it from Kawhi Leonard. He probably learned that shit from him.
Safe space for Patrick.
It is not a safe space for neither one of them individuals. Package both of them up, make a 3-team trade. Kawhi Leonard, Patrick Williams, send them both to the fucking what's the team? Fucking name a team.
Send them to the Hornets.
Send them to the fucking Hornets, but bench them. Don't even let them play. Send them to the G League to fucking recuperate and then waive them. Take the hit on the contract. Just waive them so they could never play in the fucking NBA ever again. And then people are like, this isn't Kawhi Leonard's fault. This is Steve Ballmer's fault. He's trying to... No, this is Kawhi Leonard's fault because he lacks integrity.
No, I ain't gonna lie. Because this is one of my favorite parts. This is where I get to use my marketing. this nigga Kawhi and his uncle been walking to different teams. They walked to the Lakers with it, apparently, Toronto, and the Clippers. And they've asked all 3 of these teams, yo, so Kawhi wants y'all to pay him. Now, y'all can tell the media whatever the fuck y'all want to tell them on the up and up side from like the team perspective. Yeah. So if let's say
he took a team friendly deal,
right? Like I'm in Toronto, let's say the papers say I took 115 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you and me know that my actual contract is
200
closer to like 100, 185, 200.
Yeah.
The reason being that extra kind of 75, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like that's coming from.
Yeah. It helps me help y'all.
No. Endorsements, right? Mm-hmm. It's endorsements. But I don't want to do shit for them endorsements. I don't want to give them to them. I don't want to work. Don't call me. I'm not taking no pictures. I'm not coming. I'm not kissing no babies. I ain't showing up for none of that shit. Right? I just want the money. Right? I know y'all got these things called salary caps and collective bargaining agreement. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
Fuck about all
right?
That. Yeah.
Let me and my homies get paid. And so he was bringing this to different teams around the league. Him and his uncle, like I said.
Who is this uncle, man? Who is this uncle?
Dennis, Uncle Dennis.
Uncle Dennis.
Uncle fucking Dennis. And see, I ain't gonna lie. Kawhi has a very rough background, right?
Yeah.
Like his pops died.
Yeah.
His pops owned a car wash. His pops died at the car wash on his way. He was closing that bitch up on his way to his game.
Yeah.
And he got killed.
Yeah.
And so Kawhi has had to deal with a lot of adversity when it comes to growing up in LA.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Compton area.
Yeah.
Somebody fact check me on that.
Yeah.
But Kawhi, because I know your story a little bit, I also know you a hood nigga,
Mm-hmm.
like through and through.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I know about real gangsters is that they move in silence.
Remove in
And that's
silence.
kind of that's been the motif
Mm-hmm.
like the whole time. He's been, and the crazy part is like today he dressing like Tony Montana. He
Yeah.
been like that
He's
the whole
been
time.
he's showing his true fucking just like every criminal, eventually Frank Lucas, Pablo
He's been
Escobar,
sitting.
Al Capone, they show their hand. They show their hand. And that's when you get the tip like, holy shit, we got our end. And they finally got this motherfucker, man. They got him.
Nigga, if you would have told me that they put a magnet in that ball when he beat the
Jimmy Butler
76ers,
ended
come on,
Jimmy
man.
Butler's fucking career. Look, man. Look,
I would believe you.
I
I
believe.
would,
Yeah,
God, on right hand to God, I'd believe you.
it was egregious, bro. This is
But
this is good for the NBA. This is good. This
it's
is good.
Melo and Ant
It's
together because
it's too
them
much.
niggas.
It is too much unethical hoops fucking going on, bro. We talked about this. We need David Stern back. The-
David Stern is dead.
we need to Orochimaru bring that
Oh
motherfucker
shit!
back. we need to Orochimaru
Nigga
goddamn
said, "Where is Madara and
rejuvenation
Uchiha when you need them?"
Jitsu, White Zetsu, Black Zetsu, whoever is in charge, Kabuto, whoever's in charge of fucking bringing motherfuckers back from the dead, go dig up David Stern, do that fucking seance that they did on the Bride of Chucky, and put that motherfucker's soul inside of a Steve Urkel doll and bring that motherfucker back. Because it is too much unethical hoop shit going on in the NBA. The inmates are
Do you
running the
think this?
asylum.
So, question. I got a question for you. Do you think this is Adam Silver's fault, and why?
I believe this is Adam Silver's fault because he's a bitch. That's no, that's
Shit. Get out of here.
that's
There you go. Right there.
I believe this is Adam Silver's fault because he let LeBron fucking duct tape him and stuff him in a locker for the last fucking 10 years, bro. This is why David Stern would not have had this shit happening, bro. David Stern would not have allowed LeBron and Chris Paul, the whole Banana Boat boys, Rich Paul, all these cats to come just run
Some
amok.
would say, I'm not gonna lie. Some would say David Stern didn't have no choice. David Stern might have had to get down and lay down.
Look, David Stern.
And Adam Silver was really only following. If we really look at it, because you got to think about it, David Stern, yes, during the Mike
Mm-hmm.
night that from what it was 91 to 96. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
think David Stern had vice grip on the league.
Yeah.
I think you
Yeah.
wouldn't get, and then up until that whole Chris Paul and Kobe situation.
Veto that shit.
However, Braun, and to speak to his greatness, I don't
Mhm.
care. I'm not here for the mic.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
solely speaking of how great LeBron is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Braun was such a special thing
Yeah.
that even David Stern, and then Braun is a rock boy.
Yeah.
That's what we don't. That's what we don't
Look,
peep.
man.
We
We
don't
make an
remember that a
exception
lot.
for one. We make an exception for one. They made an exception for Mike. You make an exception for
And they made
Bird and Magic. The rest of you
home.
motherfuckers, though, Kawhi Leonard, I ain't make no fucking
But
exceptions
see,
for Kawhi
that's the
Leonard,
thing.
bro.
That's the thing. It was too many. It wasn't just Braun. We don't talk about '03 draft class enough,
The greatest draft
right?
class in NBA history, bro.
We talking about D Wade,
Mm-hmm.
Chris Paul,
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
Who else?
Chris
Well,
Bosh.
Carmelo Anthony.
Yep.
Chris Bosh,
Kirk
nigga.
Heinrich.
Kirk, come on, man. Come on, man.
Kirk Heinrich.
03 draft, NBA.
I think 1 through 14 in that bitch was just deep. Darko Milicic.
David West, Kendrick Perkins, Kyle motherfucking hot sauce,
Yeah.
nigga.
Yeah.
Come on,
Hey,
man.
but still, we make some exceptions for some motherfuckers, bro. Not making no exceptions for Kawhi Leonard, dog.
And so
You're not about to steal the house money, man.
Chris Paul being there, right? Being banana boat boys.
Yeah.
You feel me? Being association president. Got to fuck around with the collective bargaining agreement.
Yeah.
Especially when again, LeBron is a rock boy.
Yeah.
That rock boy took that knowledge from Jay. From Jay to Chris Paul. Chris Paul, I got the homie there. I don't need to be there.
Yeah.
I don't need to play
Rich
that
Paul.
political
Rich
game
Paul.
because
Rich Paul. Yeah.
No,
Chris Paul.
I'm talking
Tomorrow
about
for the collective bargaining.
Chris Paul.
I got you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Hey, man.
Come on, man.
Look, man.
It was, I think, for David Stern going into Adam Silver, it was get out and lay down time, especially when it came to Bron.
Because you got to remember, Adam Silver
want the league to look like.
How the NBA commissioner works is usually the next guy is the deputy commissioner. So Adam Silver was around when David Stern was doing shit. The deputy, if you look at older drafts, usually during the second round pick, the deputy does the second round pick, and that's usually the next guy. So Adam Silver has been around the NBA for quite some time. Like, he knows what's going on. But I think okay. Recant my statement. I said Adam Silver is a bitch. That's a little mean. Adam Silver had a lot of things working against him, bro, when he took the seat. 1, the rise of international stars. 2, the lack of talent of American stars. It got to a point to where the LeBron James ceiling was so high that everything that's coming after this 03 draft class, we're not finding that type of talent. And I think that there were a few injuries that happened that changed the course of what the NBA was supposed to be. I think the Derrick Rose injury happening really shifted shit in the NBA. I think the kind of lack of development of Carmelo Anthony also kind of shifted some things in the NBA too. I think
lack of development how?
The lack of success of Carmelo Anthony. I think the NBA had a plan to keep LeBron and Melo here, but the human element is just the human fucking element, man. And what's in you is what's in you. And as we seen LeBron take that trajectory, he didn't stop. And Melo tapered off a bit, man. I think coaching, just the overall kind of idea of basketball changed multiple times when Adam Silver took the seat. And when you just kind of figure out the LeBron thing, then here comes fucking Steph Curry. And then basketball changes again. Like, we go from everybody wants the 6'9" guy, power, point guard, to everybody wants to shoot threes now. And then it changes again as we get the Giannis, Porzingis, Luka Doncic style players come in, the international style, where centers, we don't even do real centers anymore. Like, so I think a lot of shit had changed while Adam Silver was in the seat. And then that's just basketball. The business of basketball changed as well. It's college, it's the NCAA changed, as collective bargaining agreement changed, as the player association rights changed. Adam Silver was just getting punched in the face by a lot of shit.
Media deals changed. Nigga, we talking about tens of billions of dollars now.
Yeah. It was just the power was kind of taken away from him, you know? Like, he never really had it, I don't even think, to begin with. I think the boys got in front of him, you know? They got together, got in front of the wave, and he's just the guy in the seat, but he ain't really the guy who. And I just don't think he's that type of leader either. I think I know David Stern in history just to be a ruthless cat. I just don't think that's in Adam Silver to even do. And so you get what you get when you're in a situation like
So
that. You get
I
a
think
fucker like Kawhi Leonard stealing money from the NBA.
I ain't gonna lie. I think it's a lot of a finesse game,
Yeah.
and hip hop great great moment to promote the pod.
Mm-hmm.
Hip hop is here to talk about evolution of culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I like when you were talking about just like the culture of basketball, especially with the emergence of Stephen Curry and LeBron James coming into the league and changing up the game and how we move through the game and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think around this time, the league can't afford a David Stern, somebody who rules with an iron fist,
Yeah.
because it's going to clash with the greatness that is LeBron James, Stephen Curry,
Yeah.
these niggas, and shit, Kevin Durant, because we can't forget about KD.
Yeah.
Right?
Can't. Yeah.
We have to allow these people to move around
Mm-hmm.
because it actually makes this game a little bit more interesting,
Yeah.
right?
For sure.
So that's where you insert Adam Silver.
Mm-hmm.
And Adam Silver makes this situation very interesting because he tries to portray his brand as a player first commissioner
Mm-hmm.
who is trying to do a lot of things in the best interest of the player. And a lot of the way he's been talking about the Kawhi Leonard situation has been a lot of fence riding.
Yeah.
He is neither hot nor cold on the situation.
Yeah.
He's really he stuck to his guns on I'm going to let the investigation play out as it needs to. And so that tells me a couple signals goes off, right? When a commissioner doesn't outwardly demonize the player,
Mm-hmm.
especially in such a crazy situation, it tells me that on the back end, we trying to see if we can get this pass.
Yeah.
We trying to, and we really trying to see if we can actually make this work,
Yeah.
especially given the current administration,
Right.
right? Uh, and so seeing just how the economy and everything is moving, a lot of big business is trying to see how much they can get away with.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, yes, it's a very loud situation right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Adam Silver, just based on how he's been handling the situation, is feeling like this is going to blow over
Right.
and not actually going to lead into no real deep investigation. Because based off of what's happening right now, we talking about like we're talking about NBA and how it's going to affect schedules and just like the mill NBA shit.
Mm-hmm.
The situation, if it is as has been laid out by the Pablo Torres of the world,
Yeah.
if the situation is as dire as it seems, no, these motherfuckers is doing illegal shit. Like
Yeah.
we should lock the. We talking about if Kawhi is going to play next season. Is Kawhi going to have a career
Yeah.
after this?
Look, man, this is what I'm gonna say. When the okay, so we had a remember the Joe Smith situation with the Minnesota uh drafted by the Warriors, traded to the Timberwolves, and they had gave him a minimum contract, right? But was paying him under the table, right? And that was the whole thing. Minnesota Timberwolves was paying him like pennies on the dime that reflected on the salary. But I believe, and maybe we can do some more research on this, he was getting a bag under the table. And that way it kept them out of, the luxury tax, and it kept them out of, penalties and blah, blah,
Second
blah.
apron, yep.
Yep. And this was in the 90s, bro. And the repercussions that David Stern put on the Minnesota Timberwolves is that they lost draft picks for years and money. And that was the reason why the Timberwolves could never build a team because they were penalized in their cap for it. They lost draft picks for years for it. And Kevin Garnett ultimately ended up suffering because he couldn't get people to play there with him. They couldn't get the money to get big stars. And luckily, they let you keep KG, and KG held the line till he could until he fucking had to bounce out, right? We kind of see this same thing with this Clippers situation. In between that, also, bro, we got the Jonte Porter situation with the gambler, with the sports betting, right? We got him. We got what's my other man name? Terry Rozier, right? We got these players who are getting busted gambling against their teams to make side money, as players. Is this a situation where Adam Silver is kind of like, look, Kawhi is too high up for me to bam? You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna do Terry Rozier and I'm gonna do Chauncey Billups and I'm gonna do Jonte Porter. You know what I'm saying? Is he has the insulation of being a Hall of Famer, NBA champion, to where we have to be delicate with this situation, or do you
You
think
know,
they're really
so
being delicate with the situation?
so I ain't gonna lie. The American media system can demonize and kill and crucify anybody.
Yeah.
So I think I think full force against Kawhi would be easy damnation,
Mm-hmm.
right? Especially given the situation of you can kind of already see it just about all of the reports of Kawhi and his uncle doing this. You can
Mm-hmm.
you can make the case for Kawhi saying that this is a smear campaign, maybe brought on by the league, right?
Right.
You can try that defense, and it could work in the minds of a lot of people, but this is where media literacy kind of has to come in,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I think with Adam Silver is, do I think Kawhi is untouchable? Fuck no.
Right.
Kawhi's not. He's not. He's not better than Kobe.
At all.
So he's not untouchable.
Yeah.
He's not untouchable, right? Kawhi can get sent up the river if it come to that. But I also think Adam Silver, like I said, is playing a finesse game, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's not trying to sacrifice somebody if he doesn't need to,
Right.
right? And when we talk, when you're allowing the investigation to take place, you're kind of dog whistling to me that the investigation isn't going to be a real investigation,
Right.
right? And part of the reason why the Raptors kind of put pause on it is because the Raptors want to see how the punishments
Mm-hmm.
that are going, because the way it's looking is that there will be punishments.
Yeah. It's just what will they
Why?
be?
There's just a lot of, at
Yeah.
this point, we're just trying to figure out who we punishing
Right.
and to what extent. Are we going against Steve Ballmer? Or are we going against Kawhi Leonard?
Yeah.
And in that case, if I have to pick between the billionaire who built his own stadium
Yeah.
of funding by himself, or the motherfucker I pay, whose checks I sign, Kawhi is
Yeah.
easy to send up the river.
Yeah.
Kawhi is
Yeah.
really easy to send up the river.
Yeah. Do you think there are other players doing this? Because I mean, LeBron James just took $8 billion over 2 years.
LeBron James is an active billionaire playing.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think LeBron
Give me,
needs
give me,
to
give me
do
eight. But put that bag,
give
put
me
that
eight,
brown
but
paper
but
bag under the table.
I
Y'all
make
ain't had a,
a
y'all ain't
hundred.
had a, Y'all ain't had a banging jersey since Iverson. Give me, just send that bag under, send that bag under the table, man. You know what? I maybe even do a little Iverson LeBron AI collab, with the Reeboks or something.
Here's the
Just
reason why. Here's the reason why I don't believe that LeBron would do that
hmm
because of the businessman that LeBron.
yeah, he don't need to.
You're an active billionaire as a player.
Yeah,
You are rumored to be team trying to team up with Tom Brady to
purchase a team.
purchase some type of team. We
Yeah,
don't know what type of team yet,
yeah,
but some type of team,
yeah.
right? You
They gonna get that Las Vegas team
come on, man.
because Tom
Like
Brady already there.
so, the thing about Braun
hmm
is I don't think he needs to do the under the table deals because the amount of deals that he has media deals because Maverick and that media
Rich. Yeah,
company has already been set up.
yeah.
You got agency that of course you have ownership in when it comes to Rich Paul and Clutch Sports,
hmm
right? You have a shop, you have the shop media now media outlet,
hmm
right? You to be able to express. But now, not only do you have the shop, but you've now altered it. The shop is now in a different stage
Yeah,
of its iteration now
yeah.
because now you have new hosts. You
hmm
don't have to do any of the heavy lifting. You've built brand equity with this show to where
Yeah,
now you can place people in this position
yeah.
and have them move it accordingly,
What was the other
right?
podcast he had with JJ Reddick
uh
and
Mind
Stephen?
of the Game, Mind of the
Yeah,
Game
they
or
didn't
something,
already switch that
where
up too.
him and Steve Nash
Yeah,
be on. I've listened to the pods a couple times. He has enough
it's money.
ancillary
It's just money just
incomes
coming. Yeah, you know.
to where it's like, yo,
Yeah,
I can actually take a $8 million veteran minimum
yeah.
because I really want y'all.
It's a
He's
matter of
doing what I
time
want. He doing
before.
what I wanted Kobe to do,
Yeah, expand,
and
expand the brand.
I not even.
Yeah,
Like I and this might just be me believing in the marketing
it
that is
it's a
LeBron
matter of
James.
time before
I
LeBron
think
break off from Nike in the way that Jordan did.
before we get there,
hmm
I think Bron really want to chase Jordan.
Yeah,
I really think Bron in
I
his
don't even
heart of
think it's
hearts.
chase, bro. I think it's emulate and
No,
grow what
I think
Jordan
he,
has
I
done.
think I think he wants six.
Yeah,
The reason why I think he wants six is because I think if he stays with the Lakers, if the Lakers don't beat like just
Philly or
bullshit
the
like they
Philly.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah,
no, 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 no. I think if the Lakers don't bullshit like they did the last couple of years of his career
yeah,
there, I think he ends with one more year
yeah. Had
in
they
the
not blow
Lakers,
up that, if they
right?
didn't blow up that last team that they won in the bubble with, they would have went back. Because you
Facts.
saw the
And
loss,
actually,
they lost all the centers and they lost Rajon Rondo, and that was what they needed to fucking keep that team running, and they couldn't make
but
it work.
I think if he goes to Philly, he want two because not only does he want to win one ring,
hmm
right? He wants to specifically win a back to back,
Yeah,
prove that he is the pound for pound greatest and do it at the age that he's doing it,
yeah.
right? The reason being is because there hasn't been a back to back champion since Braun. Legacy wise, if we set this up the last 2 years and I can win not
Warriors,
only one,
the Warriors did
hmm,
back to back.
they, yes, no, 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 no.
Uh,
They might, they might have, they might have back to back. But also, even in that, I think it was against Braun.
it was against Ron.
So
Uh, yeah, they back to back. They back to back. 20. 2018.
So they legacy wise,
But
again,
they beat LeBron both times.
right?
Yeah.
There hasn't been backs to backs since I was really in the finals for
Yeah.
real,
Since I was
right?
there. Me and Cleveland.
I want
Mm-hmm.
to end my last 2 years because I could give y'all one extra one.
Yeah.
I think that second year is really the one that's like, nah, you trying
Yeah.
to chase Jordan,
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
because you see the team how it stands right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You like, I can I can win with this,
Yeah.
because especially if they doing what I think they doing it and
Mm-hmm.
either getting Clay
Mm-hmm.
or a sharpshooter,
Yeah.
because
And I think they just
Bron
got Daniel
always plays
Gaffer too. Yeah.
Bron always plays his best game
With a
when he
shooter.
got a sneaky ass white boy or
Yeah.
sneaky ass shooter
Ray Allen.
that don't nobody
Yeah.
don't he don't really
Shane
show up on the scouting
Battier.
report.
Ray Allen. Yeah. Kyle
Come
Korver.
on, man.
Yeah. We need J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith be on the scouting report though, but he need a shooter. He need a guy that can put that ball in the basket.
And he might play point guard this season. That's the rumor.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
It's gonna
low.
be fun
That's
to watch.
low management on Bron.
Mm-hmm.
Bron want to play point.
Yeah. Yeah. He could do that. He do that all season. The last thing he needs to do is score. He affect the game he affect the game with as a point guard probably more than he does in any other position.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, Kawhi Leonard needs to go to jail. We're gonna land that shit right there. Lock that motherfucker up. All right, man. So back in West Coast beef, man. The game has been having a run, bro, since his verses. We are
These
seeing a
West Coast niggas
resurgence.
is wilding.
Bro, it's time for the game to drop an album, bro. If he ain't got an album coming, he tripping right now, man. It is time for the game to put some new music out, man. I think did he drop Father Like Son 3 with his daughter or something like that? I don't know, whatever. But I think the game it's time for the game to put some music out, bro. However, game has been in the headlines with his battle with TDE. This has been brewing for a while. It's the 6 separations of Drake. It's just always he's like Kane. Drake is like fucking Kane the Conqueror, bro. He just jumps from fucking region to region and just causes calamity and then just dips out. We're not gonna talk about Drake. We're not gonna talk about Drake. This is about Kendrick
No,
Lamar.
but we are going to talk
But
about
we are
Drake,
going to end up
because
talking
we
about
can't
Drake.
talk about this
You
situation.
know
and
about
not talk
Kane,
about
Drake the Conqueror, bro. Like he jumps from
Fucking hate this
timeline.
light-skinned nigga. I ain't gonna lie. I fucking hate this nigga, man.
He jumps from timeline to timeline at different variants. You know, with braids, with the Middle Eastern ball fade, with the curls, the Miami curls. It's just different variants of Drake by different names, going into different regions of hip hop and destroying the timeline and just walking out unscathed, bro. And this time the West Coast has been affected. Now the 2016 variant of Drake with the ball fade and the beard, who looked Middle Eastern, did a song with the game called 100, where alleged that he took shots at Kendrick Lamar, um, making kind of references that subliminals. I can come to LA, do what I want, and Game's gonna co-sign it. The Hood's gonna co-sign it. We fast forward, we see that there was some dissension between Game and Kendrick Lamar. There was some dissension on the real passing of who's the king of the West Coast. It's clearly Kendrick Lamar, if anybody is, kind of lost. And um, then we see a dissension of Game's career. We see an ascension of Kendrick Lamar. We see the great rap beef from 2024 between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. We hear Game co-signing, quietly. Nobody's really paying attention, but quietly co-signing Drake. And then we get to the verses that we have, right? In his verses, we see a very inebriated Game having fun on stage with YG. And a few weeks later, we hear Game commenting about TDE, saying that he's going to pull back the curtains. He doesn't care. Um, if people are upset that he supports Drake, and then Kendrick Lamar ain't gonna do shit about it. Nobody in TDE is gonna
See
do
how you
anything
setting
about
this
it,
up.
right?
I see how you setting this up. I like that.
All
I
right.
like how you spinning this narrative. But
It's
it's not.
not a narrative, bro. It's not a narrative because I'm not on games. I'm
I
not
see
on
how you doing
games.
it.
Look, look, look. I'm not on game side in this. I'm not rocking with game on this. All right. I'm not. I'm not. I think game is. I think game is a little. I think he's a little. I think he's a lot of jealous. I think he's
Oh no,
very
no. I know
jealous.
you. I,
I
listen,
think.
listen, listen. I know you not on the game side, but you
Mhm.
always on all. Man, you always on
I'm not on
Aubrey's.
Aubrey
But
side on this too. I'm on Kendrick Lamar's side. I'm on Kendrick
okay,
Lamar's
okay.
side.
All
And
right.
here's why I'm on
Let me
Kendrick
mute up.
Lamar's side. Because I don't even think this is a battle. I think Drake is just throwing gasoline on a fire. I think this is a real beef of Interscope making a decision and Game kind of being hurt by Dr. Dre's decision to move on from him, to support the city and support the West Coast, moving on from him and ushering in Kendrick Lamar. That's what I think the Game has.
Can I can I give a little bit more context before you continue that thought?
Okay.
Just for the viewers at home that may not know the situation at large, right? When it comes to the game and K Dot's relationship, it seems to have been fractured since 2020 2015, I should
Yeah.
say, because of the game's song 100 with Drake,
Mm-hmm.
where not only do you have this song where Drake is subliminally shooting at me,
Yeah.
you bring him to Compton.
Yeah.
And Compton is,
Home.
yes, it is your home
Yeah.
game, but it is also the home of Kendrick Lamar.
Right. It's my home, bro.
And there are active shots
Yeah.
of talking about just different
Yeah.
shit
And
in
there's
that song.
people that we're mutuals with, that you dragged into this. There's probably people in that video that have a relationship with Kendrick Lamar and with Game. And you got them doing this in my home, especially when I'm not there. That's the other part. I ain't home. It's like the whole Takashi 69 pulling up through O Block at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's like I'm not there. None of us is there. None of us probably even knew this was happening. Had we had known, probably would have been a different outcome at that video shoot.
And even if we take it to just the street level, right?
Mm-hmm.
You are causing a divide amongst the set.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because there are, we know that Kendrick Lamar is not in a gang,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
But
But where you grow up at
he is
is
closely
where you
he is
where you from.
closely associated
Mm-hmm.
because of the area in which he grew up.
Mm-hmm.
He is affiliated with the Bloods,
Mm-hmm.
similar blood set to
Yeah.
them.
Mm-hmm.
So to the gang. So, and the way we understand gang culture to be is like these damn near really be family members.
Yeah.
Like that's damn near my cousin for
Yeah.
real. Like we be a
Schoolmates, childhood
like
homies. Like,
if you really understand LA gang culture and how it move and you respect that culture, you understand that these are interconnected based off of like a block radius.
yeah. Yeah. It's very close. Like,
And so some of the people that you are affiliated with also love me as well.
yeah.
And so you bring them into a situation where you know a man has active beef with me.
Yeah.
As Kendrick Lamar, I understand that.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Like, like you're in Euphoria. I hate to bring the beef up, but that song, a lot of the bars from it ring true.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you really put that and 616
Mm-hmm.
in LA, which
Yeah.
also apparently has some credence to this
Yeah.
situation, apparently.
Yeah. What the song dropped at June 16 or 2016 or something like that? June 16th of
No, I think it
2016?
was. It was either June 16th or it
or
was June
June 20.
2016.
Yeah, there's
It
something
was
there.
one of the two,
There's some cryptic stuff
right?
going on. Yeah, as Kendrick Lamar likes to
But
do.
he's telling you like, y'all don't really put money into the streets
Mm-hmm.
and don't understand that putting money into the streets, it's not like putting money into paparazzi to show up
Yeah,
and take pictures of you,
yeah,
or getting like certain media
yeah,
coverage to come and
yeah.
show
This
up when
isn't
you don't want them
celebrity.
to,
This isn't
right?
celebrity.
It
Yeah.
this You put money into the streets because people are overzealous in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
They gon' and they're going to take the fandom like, oh, well, he telling me to do this.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want me to do that grimy ass shit, I'm a grimy ass
Yeah.
nigga for real.
Yeah.
Like I really put work into these streets,
Yeah.
right? So I'm going to actually do something that would satisfy you past just what you. There are a lot of people in the streets that are like, oh no, you think it's too small. You talking about this little ass
Yeah.
political shit to end up on the tabloids, nigga. I'm trying to end up on the 9 o'clock news.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You feel
It's,
me?
yeah. Look, man.
So
I
yeah,
also we've seen this before, bro. This is the classic. I'm not your little homie, man. This is what this is, man. And unfortunately, the game, as talented as he is his own worst enemy when it has come to the progression of his career. His antics get in the way of his fucking talent. He, for some reason, he self sabotages himself, man. Because it's like he could drop a great body of work, but just the momentum behind it, you just never see the follow up. You know, you never see the follow up with any of his bodies of work post G Unit, of him beating the road, him on tour, him taking marketing, you know, stepping into, marketing, uh, brands and deals and doing things, and or like stepping into, a different sect of hip hop, a la like a Nipsey Hustle or something. We never see the game have done any of these things, right? So you get a Kendrick Lamar on the come up, and you're you were dropped from the label where Kendrick Lamar is being ushered into. And as labels do, they separate. Horses and donkeys don't sleep in the same stable. And so now you're backtracking, passing the torch, being on stage saying that, yo, he's the next king. I'm passing the torch to Kendrick Lamar, a la all this cool hip hop shit that motherfucker's saying. Now all of a sudden you have this problem with TDE and you're gonna pull the curtains back. You're only doing this because you're not hot. That's what this is about, bro. This shit ain't got nothing to do with Drake. Because at the end of the day, Drake's still gonna win. Kendrick Lamar's still gonna win. You're the only person that's gonna fucking lose after this. You just lost in the city to YG. Like you taking as much as you think you're winning. Again, you're doing the game thing instead of just getting in the booth and fucking rapping, bro. Instead of rapping, you playing the fucking internet, big U, whack 100 shit that y'all like to do, man. Like
see, that's all right. So again, here
I
we
think
talk
he's just
about
jealous, bro. I think he's jealous that the time has passed him. He sound like the old nigga. You're mad at Kendrick Lamar. You're not his big homie. You were never his big homie. You were just a homie in the hood. You were just a homie that happened to
all right,
be
wait, no, no,
around.
no, 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 wait.
I'm not
I
jacking that
think
you were
this
my big homie,
I,
bro. You
I
just
think this is
resigned, my nigga.
I think this is a lot more nuanced,
Mm-hmm.
right? I do I think in sentiment I agree heavily with what you're saying,
Yeah.
right?
If
I
you listen
think
to
the
Black Boy
nuance of
Fly, he talks about how he was a fan. And how he used to say how I was jealous of certain people in the hood because they found success. If you listen to the song, that's a lot. That's a sleeper Kendrick Lamar song that people need to listen to. It's one of the best songs on Good Kid, Mad City. However, let's not be remiss. Like Good Kid, Mad City is out. You nigga, like I wasn't jealous too long. Like I'm on top of hip hop right now, and we can share this, and you can respect this instead of trying to cut my legs from up under me, bro. Because you're not
again,
fucking.
again. I think it is very nuanced. I
Mm-hmm.
think the I think it is more. Do I think there's a level of jealousy from the game to Kendrick Lamar? Yes, but I also think Kendrick Lamar is also undeniable talent wise. That situation where it's Snoop Dre and Game on stage crowning Kendrick the new king of the West. I
Mm-hmm.
think he feels like he has to do that, right?
You do.
Because of the sheer talent and what he's
Yeah.
done. But I also don't think ego wise Game was at that moment ready to do that because I think he still had a lot more to prove.
He
I think
did.
Game has a big ass chip on his shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
right? And had that chip on his shoulder for a very long time because to your point, he is a very good lyricist. He is a
Mm-hmm.
very good rapper on paper.
Mm-hmm.
If he's the Carmelo Anthony of the West Coast,
Yeah.
right? He don't got no real fucking championships, but you can't deny that he
You
is a
can't. You gotta
absolute
guard him.
fucking bucket,
You gotta guard him.
right?
You gotta guard him.
And he's a hard fucking guard. He's a
Mm-hmm.
hard night. It's not an easy fucking night with the game.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think it's a lot of competing. Like you are on Interscope. It's not just Kendrick Lamar you're competing with.
Mm-hmm.
It's also you going from you switching doors in the scope, going from aftermath to G Unit, right? Like you're
Yeah.
still under Interscope, but you are putting yourself under, keep putting yourself under umbrellas of other niggas that are at the time
Mm-hmm.
still bigger and culturally more relevant than you
And
are.
that's what I think
Now,
the game's problem. He's always swung way too fucking high. And his arms have, as
however,
great as he's been as a rapper, his arms have never been long enough to reach the people he was swinging at. When he you 48 and you still rapping, I'm 46, so is it, that never reached that never reached Jay's chin.
but wait,
It didn't even hit his chin hairs, bro. And you better be cool before I punch down.
I feel you. However, we stumbled upon another good conversation about the evolution of hip hop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because today, Game and niggas like him, Game, Jim Jones, a lot of these
Soldier
older
Boy.
rappers like are playing the internet game,
Yeah,
right? And so the fact that we are spending now 30 to 45 minutes having a conversation about the game is what he wants ultimately in today's climate and the way things are marketed to people,
yeah.
right? So, in that understanding, he's currently playing the game, no pun intended, of staying relevant culturally and in
Uh-huh.
the minds of the youth. Because he keep doing the funny dance because all the fucking kids love a funny dance.
Mm-hmm.
He's leaning into the fact of being a meme
Mm-hmm.
because
Red
if you
rose,
really
white
understand
ceiling.
fit,
Yeah,
like it's really leaning into these memes and staying culturally relevant then that way
yeah,
because in actuality nobody's really like getting into the depths of these stories
yeah,
of the situations that these things are happening
yeah,
at,
man.
right?
It's
A
like you
lot of the
learned that from
people that are
Drake, huh? Leaning in. It makes you bulletproof.
I think if anything I think Drake learned that from 50.
Yeah,
I think 50's the king of that shit. if
yeah.
if if we're being completely honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
like I think it's a lot of 48 laws of power shit.
Yeah.
It's a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
And 50 is the king of playing the internet game. I think Drake was the first artist to really like leverage the
Mm-hmm.
game
Yeah.
or leverage social media,
Yeah.
but I think 50
Hmm.
innovated a
Maybe
way
Eminem,
to
bro. Maybe 50 learned it
not
from
social media.
Eminem.
No,
Well,
not
social
social
media
media.
wasn't
When
a
it comes
thing. But the
exactly,
idea of Eminem being this annoying thing and, you know, flipping back the, you know, the Christina Aguilera remarks about him using that, put it into a video, you know, dressing up as Justin
the
Timberlake, you know,
memification of
yeah,
things,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, we can get that to 50 Eminem. I get it to 50 and Eminem. 50 on a grander scale, right? You know, on a more
right?
digestible scale.
But again, we we again see the flaw in the game's like whole strategy when it comes to a marketing scheme because it's like you kind of even late to that party.
Exactly.
Even Jim Jones,
Mm-hmm.
y'all are late to that game. 50,
Yeah.
50 is a great example of somebody who bought in
Early.
early.
Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah.
are really tail end investors of that, and y'all don't necessarily because of the age gap, y'all don't have the stamina to do the newest version of that, which
No.
is streaming,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Like y'all miss the podcast boom,
Mm-hmm.
right? So y'all doing this podcast and it's lucrative for y'all if y'all are
10
allowed to
years too
remain
late, though.
consistent.
Yeah. You're like 10 years
But
too
you're
late.
late to that,
Yeah.
right? You're not gonna get the bag a Joe Rogan or even a
Jo-
call
yeah.
me daddy is
Yeah.
gonna get.
Joe Budden.
Joe Budden,
That's when you should have
right?
jumped on it. When Joe Budden was looking crazy out here doing it. You know?
Facts.
Yeah.
But and you are doing this as your second adventure in life or second journey in life because your first journey was rap,
Right.
right? And rap got you to this point, and you saw the Joe Buttons and the Charlemagnes, and seeing how that personality can turn into something lucrative on the podcast side. But
Mm-hmm.
you don't realize the media sphere, the media zeitgeist has changed. So now this streaming, this IRL,
Mm-hmm.
this 24/7, I
Yep.
need to see what you're doing.
Yep.
Y'all are one too principled in the streets to do shit like that.
Yeah.
Y'all are doing other activities that you might not want to be seen 24/7. You older, y'all, we talking about men in their 40s,
40s. Late
like
40s.
mid 40s,
Mid
late
40s. Late
40s.
40s. Yeah.
Like we not talking about young dudes that can pop a Celsius 5 hour energy and stay up
Yeah.
for the next 2 days.
Yeah. Niggas got
And
families.
so
You got kids. You got older kids in college. Like you can't play it, man.
but
You know?
where we can we don't have to play like that, but we can play in a way because of the success of our past career and the
Yeah.
success of this boom that we had. We still on the tail end of the podcast boom.
Yeah.
You feel me? So
Yeah.
it's still some dollars to be made
Mm-hmm.
out there. And so we taking a lot of this money and we like, no, we can do like all right, yeah, I'll have this back and forth with 50.
Yeah.
He posted me kicking in my fucking door. I bet
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
that'll get y'all to watch my podcast and subscribe to my shit, go
Yeah.
to the Patreons and shit, give whatever subscription I got for y'all. Hell yeah, I'll do that.
If
Same
rappers
thing with the
just
game.
figure out, if rappers can figure out the touring of podcasting, the monetization of the touring of live podcasting, they'll be all right. I think if they could if labels and artists can figure out how to tour properly the same way they figured out music touring with podcasting, I think they'll be okay.
Doing it in hip hop culture, and I'm talking about the hip hop podcast specifically,
Hmm.
just because
I do think there is a
there's always
universe where Jay-Z, if he did, let's say he just used a year to do a podcast. I'm using Jay-Z as like the scale, right? Let's say Jay-Z decides I'm going to do a podcast and it's going to be a live show. I'm going to tour the United States. We're going to do 30 cities. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a world where that sells out every fucking night. Maybe not in an
Yes, but that's an
arena.
extreme.
Yeah,
That's
it's
also
Jay
an
Z.
extreme. It's Jay
You
Z.
know, it's Jay Z, right? But let's scale it down to, let's say, Chance the Rapper in a smaller venue. Let's say
So
Chance the
I don't think
Rapper
it.
at a
No. So
SOBs or a smaller intimate venue. If I think the way like
so
a Kev on stage or
all right.
comedians
So
could
all
figure
right.
that
Wait,
out.
wait, wait,
Yeah.
wait, 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 wait. I gotta slow you down real quick
Mm-hmm.
because you're mixing a lot of different businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Music business, music touring, and podcast touring, different money,
Yeah.
right? Because music touring, do I think Chance the Rapper doing music can pack out a tour? Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Chance the Rapper doing a podcast tour, I don't think can pack out the same arenas, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if there is a demand to hear Chance the
Yeah.
Rapper's thoughts in long form,
I wouldn't say an arena venue.
or even a small theater. I don't think Chance can do that because Chance Lane is solely music, right?
Yeah.
Now, of the people in the podcast realm,
But that's
like
what I
the
meant.
the
That's what's
Let's Rap About
Joe and Jada.
podcast,
Yeah.
a Joe and
Joe and
Jada.
Jada. Yeah.
I think it's possible for them to do a tour right now, maybe of max 10 cities,
Yeah. Big cities.
and most of them being Eastern
Mm-hmm.
East Coast
East
cities,
Coast. Maybe
with
LA.
exceptions of
With a
LA,
LA.
just to hit larger markets,
Yeah.
Texas. You feel me? Like you do you do one show
Florida.
in Dallas, one
Yeah.
show in Fort Worth, one show in
Houston.
Houston, hit
Yeah.
the largest markets in Texas, go to LA,
Mm-hmm.
hit Miami.
Mm-hmm.
That's what? That's five right there.
Yeah.
Then you get New York, New Jersey,
Yeah.
Philly.
If we put them bitches in comedy clubs throughout the United States, they're selling it out. Joe and Jada.
All right, comedy clubs, yeah. A
Yeah.
comedy club, you're talking about like a 50, maybe 75 person. Yes, I think
Yeah.
Joe and Jada can sell that out.
Yeah.
But how lucrative, how much money would they make on the back end from doing that, right? And then who's also paying for it? Because Joe and Jada don't necessarily that, like, they probably own the IP of
Yeah.
the
But
Joe and Jada podcast,
Netflix getting
but
some chicken off that.
the Netflix is getting money out of that shit.
Yeah.
Like iHeart, through the Netflix deal, is getting money out of that shit.
Yeah.
The volume,
Mm-hmm.
the podcast network that they own, like it's a lot of people's hands in that pie that I don't see a comedy club tour being that lucrative, especially for Joe and Jada.
Yeah.
Now, if we then and see, this is that conversation of major label versus independent,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because if we talk about a Joe Budden, I think Joe Budden is hesitant because he got to pay for the shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's
He's
just
paying
really
this.
being greedy when
Yeah.
it comes to
Yeah. He
the
gotta count his
the
coins, man. They hear
exactly, like
people hear him say it on the pod like I ain't got the money to do this. People think he's joking, but he's telling you something. He's telling you, look, like I'm the Joe Button show doesn't bring in enough for me to do these cool things that y'all are saying. Do maybe it does, but it's me paying for it and me
and it's
cutting the cost, me delivering the cost myself, which I just don't want to. I don't see a need
but
to
it's
do it.
also, I also think it's the things that the cast itself is going to ask
Yeah,
of them,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because I think
Accommodations.
they have a number in their mind. I think
Yeah,
everybody else has a number in their mind, right?
yeah,
And Joe is working with a completely different number,
yeah. And
right?
it's a bigger
And
cast. You're
because
talking about a show of two people to a show of seven,
and then
six,
and
and a
then it's
Mark
like,
Lamont Hill who's going to demand a good chunk. You know what I'm saying? Like you got people who going to command. You got Mona who's on tour right now doing their things. Flip, he
fuck
has his
that.
own
Who's invited?
IPs.
Who is who? Fuck. who's invited? Because I'm not bringing all of y'all. That's
Yeah.
the and that's and I think that's what he ain't trying to say on
Yeah.
camera is it's the fact that y'all like everybody y'all want to do this tour shit
Yeah.
and y'all don't realize all you niggas not coming on tour.
Nah.
I think Ice will. I think at minimum, Ice and
And,
Ish are coming.
and Parks.
Right? Par-
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Parks
Parks
is
is coming.
yeah.
Parks, Ian, and Joe will be there.
Yeah, they will be there. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Them three for
If
sure
we
gonna be
gotta
there.
do this shit one man show, it will be there. Yeah.
Next up is Ish,
Ish.
Ice, maybe Flip.
Yeah. Maybe.
Right?
Yeah.
And even then, it's a toss up between Flip, Mona, and Mark.
Yeah. I think you just rotate that. You
You
rotate
could
those
really
out.
rotate
Yeah. You can
and
rotate
depending on
those
like
three depending on what the
you could
market
get
is. And
you could double up Mark and
yeah.
Mona for Philly,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Um have Flip do most of the New York scene,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like if I'm Joe trying to plan this out,
Yeah.
right? But then you start thinking about, oh wait, Mark's probably going to want to do New York.
Yeah.
And so now I have to think about, oh, all right, I have to pay for Mark.
Yeah.
Now, what all is Mark gonna ask for? Because
Yeah.
all these niggas' contracts are different
Mm-hmm.
already just for the run of show as regular. Now
Yeah.
we talking about a whole different contract
Uh-huh.
for touring. Right?
Yeah.
You got riders. You
Yeah.
got who's allowed to get on this fucking bus with you?
Yeah.
Who's like
Yeah. It's
you
a
got
lot.
a lot of shit and be
Yeah.
like again, independent versus major.
Yeah.
As the owner of the situation, Joe has to think about these numbers,
Yeah.
right? And think about them and 10x them because you have to also plan
Yeah.
for spending more than you plan on actually spending.
Yeah. I just think I don't me personally, I think a live Joe Budden podcast show wouldn't be good. I think it's too many voices. It's too it's too it's not as it's I think with the cast of three that they had at first, that's a little bit easier of a conversation to follow in a live setting. When you got six people on stage, like either talking over each other or they're scripted to like let this person talk, let this person talk. That don't even seem genuine to me from the listening experience of listening it through my headphones. I wouldn't even want to see it to begin with, honestly.
So I think they would I give them a little bit more credit as showmen to be
Yeah,
able to especially I think the first two show I wouldn't want to be the audience for the first two or three shows
yeah,
simply because they would be getting their bearing as a show live.
yeah,
I would go around show 4 or 5 if we talking about a 10 date tour,
yeah,
5 6, right?
yeah,
Because they've created some type of routine and understood how to have a conversation in that live setting.
yeah. And honestly,
So
bro,
that's when
you know what? Now I think
I'd
of it,
want to come see them.
I'm 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 taking Ice and Ish and I'm rotating everybody around them.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah,
After we got we got the white boys.
yeah,
We know we got Joe and
yeah,
the white boys.
yeah. Ice and Ish and everybody rotates around them. Those are my actual seats. You know.
But I know, and and I think that is Joe's hesitation
Yeah,
because that seems like an easy fix
yeah.
until you put
Until
these
you put
people
this shit
in
out.
this actual situation.
Yeah,
It's like, no, I
yeah,
want to be a part of this part. I want to be in New. I want to be at the New York show. I
yeah,
want to go to L.A. I have connections in L.A.
yeah, yeah. It's a sticky situation, man. So what we
I
doing with
got.
the
I
so let's land this game K-Dot situation. Where does this go, man? We got Game saying that he's going to do exposed T. This is I don't think this goes anywhere. Honestly, I don't. Like I
game
was hesitant to talk
game.
about this topic because Game does this shit all the time, man. Look, my advice to the Game: get in the booth, bro. Just rap. Just rap, man. Give us a good period of if this is going to be a resurgence, enter the old nigga hip hop wave, man. Like, come on, jump on the train, bro. We would love to hear what the game has to say about life today. Focus, lock in. Fuck Kendrick Lamar. Fuck Drake. Worry about yourself. Worry about yourself, man. You were on before both of these cats. Worry about yourself, man. Like, we need you here. We want you here in hip hop. We don't want you. We don't. I don't mind you being on stage drunk. I think that's just hilarious. However, I personally want the game to just rap. Just rap, bro. What good? You're not gonna stop the Kendrick Lamar train. I'm just letting you know. Like,
I enjoy the memes. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah,
I enjoy the memes.
it's just not going. It's You're not gonna the Kendrick Lamar that you knew, and this Kendrick Lamar that you know today. Those are two starkly different men, bro. I don't even want to know what this variation of Kendrick Lamar is going to be in the next couple years. This motherfucker might have three heads or some shit. I don't know. It just game just it's fun. It's funny. It's ha ha until it's not ha ha no more. Just get in the booth, bro. That's all we need. That's all we need. I don't want to know this next version of K Dot, and I don't want to know. I don't want you swooped up in it. I don't want you swooped up in it, bro. Because Drake made it out. I don't know if Kendrick decides to rebuttal against a couple cats who switch sides, which there are cats who I don't think you'll survive that onslaught.
Honestly, I'm a land mine here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Kendrick Lamar responds to the game ever. Even if the game jumps out the
Mm,
window and tries to say something about it, I think the most he gets is a Kendrick Lamar version of what Jay-Z saying to take
half a
over.
bar, and all you other cats
All y'all
throwing
niggas
shots at Jigga.
get half a bar.
Oh, fuck y'all.
All the other cats throwing shots at Jigga. I got half a bar for you.
Yeah.
Fuck y'all niggas. That's all game is
Yeah.
gonna get from
Nah,
the
I
guy.
think Kendrick
Like
Lamar gonna take him out, bro. Kendrick's just a
I don't
vindictive.
think
He's a
he's
vindictive
not big.
little
So
motherfucker, bro. He got little man syndrome, bro. That nigga's gonna take game out, man. One thing
no
Kendrick
no no
Lamar, I
no
think
no
he
no no
is
no
a
no 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 no. Here's what you don't realize. Kendrick is a tactician.
mm-hmm,
We still forgetting about this. He he didn't say a fucking word.
mm-hmm,
He didn't say a word throughout the entire beef. I'm only referencing the beef just to show his actions. He
mm-hmm,
didn't say a word. He dropped music and went about his motherfucking day. Even
mm-hmm.
in the interview for the Super Bowl, he didn't say shit.
I mean, the
He
damage
didn't
was
say
already
shit.
done. He said everything he needed to say.
He said all he needed to say in the fucking songs,
Mm-hmm,
right? I don't think Kendrick, that nigga, I don't think he stopped being that tactician
yeah,
just because he got the biggest fish.
yeah,
He got the big fish, and now he recognizes that I knocked him off the pedestal.
yeah,
Now I'm that guy. I can't
mm-hmm,
afford, just like Drake couldn't
yeah.
at a certain point. Drake couldn't afford to, or
Dabble with
not
the
even afford to.
to dabble in the
Drake
little,
couldn't.
yeah,
It didn't make sense for Drake to talk to Kendrick, nigga. My
yeah,
shit just too popping right now.
yeah, yeah,
Like I what do I need to talk to you about? You want to talk about this rap shit, this culture shit. All right, whatever, nigga. I'm making hits over here. Nigga.
yeah, yeah. That's true, for
God
sure, for sure.
recognizes that.
Yeah.
He recognized that once he beat him.
Mm-hmm.
It's the reason why we get GNX. It's
Mm-hmm.
because we got we he know he got to feed the street with bops now.
Yeah.
He know what the fuck dark ass shit he did on fucking Meet the Gram, so he got to feed the street with
Yeah.
bops. He got to
Mm-hmm.
feed the street with some bumping ass shit.
Yeah.
But that's not because I know he's that tactician. I don't think he's going to respond to the game because at this point, I am you are on film
Mm-hmm.
calling me the king of LA, king of the West. What the fuck do I look like arguing with you about shit.
Yeah,
About shit. About what?
yeah, man. Yeah. Games just need to get in the booth and rap, bro. That's all. That'll fix all your problems. That'll fix a lot
Get
of
in the booth
motherfuckers'
and rap,
problems.
but make some good
Make
fucking
some
music.
good
Don't
music,
just
bro.
rap.
Yeah, make some good music. Go find a conductor, and just Larry June, and just make some, make some, get ready with we get ready with me music, bro. You'll be
Something.
high. Yeah.
Something.
All right, man. We gonna land on our final topic, bro. One that you brought up, which it's been rattling off in my brain, man. I'm gonna let you introduce it because I want to get your words correct because I do have uh, a take on this and a stance with this.
So I think there is, I'm gonna just say it blunt. I
Mm-hmm.
think there's a divide between hip hop media and hip hop as the
Mm-hmm.
culture stands, right? I think and I think this is very nuanced, right?
Mm-hmm.
It comes from part of this thinking stems from the most recent Joe Budden podcast, and I will forgive the audience. I have only seen clips of it, but it's
Mm-hmm.
clips of Ice kind of talking about their reasoning behind why
I've
they
seen.
didn't go see J. Cole,
Mm-hmm. Or
even though
cover it.
he's sold
Yeah.
out five
In New
shows,
York City.
five arena
Yeah.
shows in New York,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a thing of, it does feel like there is, when it comes, especially Cole.
Yeah.
I understand the frustration with the whole aspect that involves the beef and Kendrick and Drake and all that shit. I can understand any hurt that you have from that. But if that in any way, shape, or form j- misconstrues how you should look at Jermaine Cole as not only just a pioneer in the rap game and a legend of the blog era
Mm-hmm.
and a legend in his own right, right? He went platinum by himself 3 consecutive times doing this so-called boring ass rapidy rap hip hop. Like J. Cole is that nigga.
He's him.
And
He's
for
him.
you to not understand or respect for real,
Mm-hmm.
how Cole moves around here, it eats away at what's actually going on the ground level
Yeah.
of J. Cole. Like, I ain't gonna lie, J. Cole during the rollout or the post rollout after the fall off drop,
Mm-hmm.
J. Cole's actually in a Honda Civic. J. Cole went to Xavier University. Shout out, because I'm in New Orleans. I'm
Mm-hmm.
a Dillard alumni. Shout
Yeah.
out DU. But he pulled up to Xavier University
Man,
really outside.
he was at Norfolk State, bro. He was at
Like,
Norfolk State, bro. Like the shit popped up on my ex, and he was out there, like standing on top of the whip, passing out CDs to kids at Norfolk State University, bro. Like
he's doing and
this
the
is J
whole
Cole. Like
rollout.
we get G Herbo, we get like all the other, the 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 people that are in the lexicon now. No, J Cole was at Norfolk State in the hood. Norfolk State is in the hood of Virginia, passing out CDs, bro. Like, but go ahead, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off on that. I'm just gonna back up your
Dog, but that's real.
claim.
It- and that's the divide, because on the ground level, this man he can't walk outside of his house.
No, you
Like,
can't.
you need to understand, like,
He's a celebrity.
you may not be able to connect with the music, but you don't understand the cultural relevance that J. Cole has to a lot of people. J. Cole got he really like raps Martin Luther King.
Yeah, yeah.
He could unite people that don't really see eye to eye. And it's because of the everyman persona that he's had this entire time.
Mm-hmm.
So again, understanding your beat, your anger if you are a super hip hop fan and are just angry with his lack of competition, but also kind of not lack of competition, but accuracy when it comes to competition and the whole beef
Mm-hmm.
situation, right? But do not let one moment, we don't let Ether overshadow Hove's career.
Not even.
In
Not even.
fact, Ether, the fact the fact that that song exists makes the moment when Hove and Nas are on stage in Yankee Stadium even more historical in the rap lexicon.
Agreed. Cooking.
So the fact that J. Cole is able to sell out five back to back, five arena shows. Y'all don't understand how hard, as somebody who used to sell season tickets for an
Mm-hmm.
NBA and NFL team, I'm telling you, it is hard to sell arena tickets.
And he's independent.
And he's independent. He owned his masters, and he sold out five in New York City, one of the biggest markets in America.
He just
Don't
has a
tell
distribution
me,
deal. All he has is a distribution deal.
don't tell me his music ain't hidden. Don't tell me his music ain't hidden.
All right, man. You taking a nice
And
approach to this.
and they singing. They not singing the old shit. It ain't like they singing the old shit. The new challenge on TikTok right now
Mm-hmm.
is J. Cole and a random fan in the crowd, spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
Let's rap one of my feature verses.
Yeah.
I gave this. This is my skill level as a lyricist and as an MC is so fucking impactful that a feature verse on another nigga's song
Mm-hmm.
is now a TikTok trend for me to do with niggas in the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
My
Look,
fan base is so fucking potent. They creating TikToks for me.
yeah. All right, man. You ready to tag me in? Can I go?
Go ahead, I'm muting up, man.
Mute up,
What we
bro.
talking about?
Mute up, bro. All right. So I'm gonna tell you, I went to go see Forest Hills Drive tour live. I went to see that live. That was one of the greatest rap performances that I've ever seen at a live show. I've been to a lot of live hip hop shows. I've been to Astro World. I've been I've seen Kanye twice. I've seen Jay-Z perform. I've seen Tory Lanez perform. I've seen Chris Brown perform 2 times. I've seen Big Sean perform, ASAP Ferg, ASAP Rocky, YG, Nipsey Hussle. I've been to a plethora of hip hop shows. I'm a hip hop head. I will tell you that none of those shows paled in comparison to the impact of Forest Hill Drive live. There was no, and what made that song great was the same shit that motherfuckers criticized J. Cole for. It was bare bones, just him rapping. I went to see the Yeezus tour. There was a mountain. There was a white man dressed up like Jesus. Kanye wore a mask the entire time. I saw the Life of Pablo tour. He was on a floating stage. I saw Astro World. Travis Scott was inside a roller coaster. It was J. Cole, a stool, a choir, and a band. And that's it. And he had motherfuckers captivated for 2 hours. At the end
That's
of
all you need.
That's all you fucking need when we talking about hip hop and real raps, bro. And I'll tell you this, at the end of the show, as people were leaving, he came back out to do all his old hits. People were trampling other people to get back to the stage just to hear Born Center, just to hear fucking the sideline story, just to hear the mixtape shit, Grown Simba, the features. It was amazing, bro. I was in tears watching Forest Hill Drive because I felt like, damn, it's been a long time since I've heard an album that resonates with my black male experience, right? Since College Dropout, really. Forest Hills Drive was that for me, bro. I mean, and we're talking about a blend of the black male plight growing up, love, romance, social issues, poverty, the hood, being ratchet, being civil. Just a fucking gumbo of the black experience, bro, on this fucking album. And it was just J. Cole, a microphone, a band, and a stool. That's all he fucking needed. I think a lot of these hip hop media outlets, man, their lack of coverage for J. Cole was simply because he did not come up to their platform after the Fallout dropped off. He didn't sit with Charlamagne. He didn't sit with DJ Academics. He didn't sit with Joe Budden. I don't even think he needed to because he wanted a real on the ground approach. And
Because
why do
all
I
right,
need to sit with you all? This isn't about me making a dollar. It really isn't. I don't even think the album about being J. Cole was being profitable. He's independent. He doesn't need to be profitable. He should put the music out. Of course, you want to be profitable. I just want to get the music out. Get the fucking
can I
music
say
out and give
this
these people
real quick?
something they could feel, right? And it's very nasty from the DJ Academics part of it. I don't really consider his media take on Cole like even really valid because it's more so just in the support of Drake. Charlemagne hasn't covered hip hop in really I don't know how long, so I don't really even have much to say
Oh
about
shit!
him when it
Oh,
comes to that.
oh,
Joe
turn
Budden,
that oven on. You
however,
turning that oven
The
on.
Joe Budden
You
take
turning
on the
that oven
show,
on.
the Joe Budden take on the show was the one recently that bothered me the most about this shit, bro. Because of those three personalities, Joe Budden, Charlemagne, DJ Academics, the people where people are funneling and getting their hip hop takes from. You are the rapper. You are the artist. I've heard you all on that show ride J. Cole's dick. I heard when goddamn what's the album that came out before the fall off? The mixtape. The mixtape.
Uh, uh, um,
The one with the Killer Cam intro.
that's my shit too. Might delete later.
Not my delete later, but I heard them ride on that one. It was
Oh, off season.
the off season. I've watched them cover the off season. I watched them cover Forest Hill Drive and Warrior Mall was up there. I saw them riding his dick. For Joe Budden to sit up here and say I ain't got $30 for J. Cole, now you playing with me, bro. I got a problem with Joe Budden in that part. And this is where we talk about the divide between actual hip hop media and hip hop culture. You don't need to have $30 for J. Cole, bro. That's cool. You ain't got it. I get it. Whatever, bro. It's jokes. It's funny. Whatever, bro. However, the Joe Budden podcast ain't really covered hip hop in the last year and a half. Y'all play more R&B music than y'all play hip hop. Y'all gossip more than y'all play hip hop. I have yet to hear you all break new artists in the last, I don't know, unless they're on some sort of payola or some motherfucker that's on already who happens to be a hip hop artist. I think the closest thing we got so far is 38 Special, and that's because it's in the lexicon of what you guys do as podcasters, and he has a relationship with Parks. But other than
Yes.
that, there's so much talent that is coming out of hip hop that y'all spend most of y'all time talking about Drake and Kendrick Lamar, bro.
message.
So to sit here and say you ain't got $30 for J. Cole when the last show y'all spent gossiping, the last show, talking about fucking TV shows, talking about Cardi B's half-hearted performance that she just dropped. Like y'all not really talking about real hip hop. Y'all don't talk, y'all haven't talked about hip hop in a long time on that show, man. And that's okay. If y'all want to pivot from that, that's fine. It is your platform. You are profitable. However, the rapper brain in me and the rapper brain in Joe Budden, I hope that is somewhat still alive. I got a huge problem with that because of I don't expect Charlemagne to talk about hip hop anymore. I don't expect DJ Academics to know what he's talking about half the time. He's drunk and he's pandering most of the time. Like and
Can I
him
can I
breaking DJ Academics hasn't broken any new artists and God knows
can I
how long. The
entertain?
last new
Can I?
artist that hold on, I'm cooking. The last new artist that DJ Academics that I think I heard him break was Trippy Red. I believe it was Trippy Red. It was Trippy Red. And Trippy Red was already hot. But I don't hear DJ Academics break artists. Charlamagne, I've never heard him break in any new artists. Artists don't even want to come up to the Breakfast Club to talk to y'all because y'all don't talk about hip hop. Y'all don't. Y'all have loaded questions. I don't see new artists wanting to come up there and talk to y'all about anything. The Joe Budden podcast, however, though, the JBP, for you to say on your show, I want to be as far away from hip hop shit as I possibly can. As a fan and a listener, I'll just be real. That shit hurts me. That bothers me, bro. Because I'm holding on. I've been riding since I'll name this podcast later. That bothers me from you, Joe Budden. And you might not give a damn. It's cool. You probably don't. However, I got a microphone too. Other people have microphones also. So we have shit to say as well. Joe Budden, man, like, I remember Meta. You could ask people who know me. I used to walk around with a Joe Budden padded room mixtape CD in my backpack with a Joe Budden escape route mixtape CD, mood music 1, 2, 3. When nobody listened to that shit, I would tell people, no, Joe Budden is nice. No, that motherfucker ain't been nice since Pump It Up. No, he's nice. And the nigga talk about some real shit. This is before people were subscribing to the Patreon, bro. This is before the friends of the show shit. This is before the Rory and Maul, before all this shit, bro. When people support, when you say you don't have $30 for J. Cole, motherfuckers had $15 for you. For you, bro. If you won't take a stand for the culture and for hip hop, who will? Who will? Because clearly, like I said, I haven't heard you all talk about real hip hop since you cried about De La Soul finally getting their masters. I haven't heard about you breaking new artists underground. Just like I mean, I don't even hear your son's music. I don't hear music. I don't hear hip hop from the JBP in a long time. It's a lot of R&B, and we need a platform for R&B. But bro, the J. Cole takes was nasty. It was nasty, bro.
So here's how. Here's where I want to take it. Right. Hip hop media and the culture that stands today are two completely different vehicles. Right. Hip hop media is a place to advertise the ideals of different creatives in the hip hop space, right? The reason why I use that verbiage very specifically is because you really got to understand the function of what a JBP and a Breakfast Club does, right?
Mm-hmm.
It brings listeners to a place, right?
Mm-hmm.
And those owners of said platforms leverage those voices in order to sell those people's products.
Mm-hmm.
Hence the reason why we know the jingle that the JBP is created for prize picks,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a thing where we understand they're doing business. And when we're talking about business where you're on Forbes list of top podcasters, Charlemagne and Joe Budden respectively, you're not talking so you're no longer talking about like hip hop culture. You're talking about the things that are attractive and sexy about
Mm-hmm.
hip hop. And nothing about what J. Cole does is truly attractive or sexy past his involvement in, as of recently, the beef,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if it's not in connection to that, it feels, as far as hip hop media is concerned, and certain facets of it, because I am on record on Twitter showing love to Nadeska,
Mm-hmm.
because Nadeska, and I said this to her online. Nadeska is really the Angie Martinez of a new generation,
Yeah.
right? She can sit down with certain rappers and have certain conversations with rappers and really get a real genuine conversation from them,
Yeah.
right? And so there are platforms in hip hop media that I think the Ebros, even though Ebro has had his moments of being wrong in certain situations,
Super
I
wrong.
think Ebro is still a very strong proponent of and keeps a close ear to the ground of what's happening culturally. Um, and I think his voice means a lot to the actual culture of hip hop past just the business. Now in recent years he's done
Mm.
a lot of business things that amplify
Yeah.
his voice, but I think
Yeah. Moving to Apple and all that. Blah blah blah. And all that shit.
I don't
Yeah.
believe he's a gatekeeper in any way, right?
Nah, that's over
I
with.
don't believe he can put the yay or nay on a person's career anymore.
Yeah.
But I also don't think hip hop media has that power anymore or
Yeah.
even that discernment.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to say what the people like anymore,
Yeah.
because it's so many different medias and so many different opinions when it
Yeah.
comes to this hip hop shit, that I do believe they need to be a lot more careful than they actually are. And if you are culturally sound as you say you are, like it. Like
Yeah.
you talk about how there is no real like songs of the summer, but like you're grading hip hop currently on outdated rubrics. Like
Dog.
you're looking at you judging hip hop today on the scales that you used to judge it, and it's evolved past to where Jadakiss, Pusha T, like DJ Khaled, all these niggas of 40 plus, mid 40s, early 50s are creating their own lane where they can guarantee 30,000
Yeah. But here's
units.
my problem though, man. Why are we even discussing them? Because that will be their default. If they do decide to discuss hip hop, why are you all discussing Jadakiss, DJ Khaled, and the clips? I will give you the clips. I'll even give you Jada. But you want to talk about why there isn't a song of the summer? Why haven't you all talked about Baby Chief? I haven't heard one major media pundit. I haven't heard the JBP cover Baby
That's
Chiefs.
because they
Like that's because these old motherfuckers have to go, and we
I
have
don't
to
think they have
like.
to nah,
You
all
gotta
right.
no 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 no.
They ain't gotta
We y'all
go.
need to make the transition from hip hop media to just media. That's
They
what
don't have
needs
to
to
go.
happen. You can't straddle the fence no more, bro. You can't. And that's what's happening. They're straddling the fence of keeping one foot in the culture, but then I'm gonna dip my other toe in with Dick Wolf and create another podcast and be on the forums and this and that, but then not talk about in this foot why ain't no hip hop. Well, get out the space then. If it's not there and it's non-existent, just get out the space. Exit.
But he's not he. But Jay. So if we're specifically talking about Joe Budden,
I'm talking about
Joe
all
Budden
of them.
ain't been.
All three,
Well,
all of
then
them.
if we talking about all of them, when we
If
not
you
we're
if you
no
DJ
longer
academics, just
we're
be a
no
shock jock. Just be a
here's
shock
he,
jock, brother.
so
Just get
so
you a
here's
radio show and be a shock jock and say inflammatory things. There's a lane for that. You will be. Hey, Alex Jones has a job for a reason. Put out wild thoughts. People want to hear it. Sensationalize it. Get your money. Stop saying it's hip hop because it's not. Charlemagne, if you want to be Wendy Williams and you want to gossip and you want to do fucking salon talk and barbershop talk, but then you want to dip into politics and things like that, there's a lane for that. But stop saying it's hip hop when you don't talk about any hip hop artists but Drake and Kendrick Lamar and Cardi B. Joe
so I don't
Budden,
think
don't sit here and talk about how there's no songs for the summer, how you don't have $30 for J. Cole, but you don't even listen to rap. You
think
say
that's
you
an
don't even
oversimple.
listen to rap.
You're oversimplifying these these figures, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they have long surpassed being hip hop media, and I think
Leave.
bringing I think that was the thing about me bringing this topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is a deeper conversation of adding the capitalist, or not even the capitalist, just the money aspect of things to hip
Capitalism
hop,
affecting everything.
right? And so how at a certain point they had to become something more than hip hop.
Yeah.
I can't, but because of the impact and hold that they have on hip hop, I can't all outright say that they are completely ousted out of the culture. This is the part of evolution that people don't really want to talk about, and it's
Mm-hmm.
partially it's for other reasons, but when it comes to evolution, there are ugly phases, right?
Mm-hmm.
A caterpillar, in order
That's,
for it to become a butterfly, it has to first to go into a cocoon, which is ugly as fuck,
mm-hmm.
right? And so that ugliness of hip hop
Mm-hmm.
looks like different factions fighting over relevancy, right?
Yeah.
And also these certain factions adapting to the culture and landscape of the environment around them,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they're seeing the business landscape of this media thing as just hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I think more rooted in like that institutional racism shit and just that anti-blackness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because moving away from hip hop is moving away from
Blackness.
the right,
Yeah, blackness. Yeah.
moving moving more so
Into
into a
whiteness.
neutral ground
Mm.
while
Yeah.
still holding on to hip hop but no longer making it fully a part of your identity. Want this need to um express yourself in more than just one facet, right? And looking at pop as one dimensional. I think business wise, that's the problem with these media giants.
Mm-hmm.
Is that especially with these hip hop moguls, as we can say, is that they are separate. Their view of the culture is being put on display. How they actually feel about the culture, they feel like it's just some black shit,
Yeah.
right? And yes, it is, but the the reason why, part of the reason for me why this whole podcast exists, hip hop is defining this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And as it stands today, 50 years past its inception, hip hop cannot just solely be a black thing, right? Yes,
Mm-hmm.
we know who created it.
Mm-hmm.
We know who founded and built this thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because of who did that, we will forever pay respect to it.
Yeah.
But
But
we
that's my
also
problem.
have to
Hip
but
hop
we also
don't
have
have
to,
to just be a black thing, but it has to be
right, we
respected.
gotta
It
we
has
gotta
to be
acknowledge that
respected.
in the late
Mm.
90s to early 2000s, this white boy named Slim Shady came along
Yeah.
and fucked the game up,
Mm-hmm.
not just by making hip hop
Yeah.
this lucrative
And
billion dollar
I'm with
industry.
you on that. I'm with you on that. The problem is it has to be respected. And saying I ain't got $30 for J. Cole is close to disrespect as you're getting when we're talking about being disrespectful to hip hop. Just say I didn't know. I failed to follow up. I didn't. I wasn't interested. Don't get on here and be a rapper. Be a prior rapper, a rapper who had to fight for his career, who fought for independence, and then shit on the artist who is independent
I,
fighting. It was
so
shitted on. I'm not giving him. I'm not copping him no bleed on it. You crack the jokes. You want this. You the whole. Hey man, I ain't got 30. I'm a billionaire, but I ain't got 30 for you. You ain't got to do that, bro. You ain't got to do that to get your point across, Joe. Not you, Joe Budden. Charlemagne, maybe. DJ Academics, maybe DJ Academics more than any of the three. You know, I respect him more because I know who he is, but you, I'm sorry, brother. I'm not taking that from Joe Jump Off Budden. I'm not, bro. Not for somebody that I had to grow up watch fighting for his career and happen to hit a golden goose and be able to pivot. Like, nah, I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not doing it. You're not about to sit here and kill Tommy Richmond because you don't like the way he sound and what he's doing, but you're
oh
going
no,
to
all right, wait, wait,
no,
wait,
no,
wait,
no,
wait,
no,
wait, wait.
no,
When you
no,
was
no,
talking
no,
about
no,
J. Cole,
no,
that was one
no,
thing,
no,
but
no, no,
Tommy
no,
Richmond, dog,
no, no,
come
no,
on,
no,
come
no.
on,
Either
dog.
you
Like,
in, I'm sorry, bro. Either you in or you out.
no,
Either
I'm
you
not
in or
defending
you out.
See, but that's
I'm
the
not
thing.
defending Tommy Richmond. I'm defending the ability to make a hip hop take, but not support hip hop. I'm defending the right for someone to make a hip hop take, but to be half-assed in on hip hop. And we gotta call. I'm sorry. I'm going to call Joe Budden out and Charlemagne out. DJ Academics, his is a more niche type of hip hop media, but I'm going to call those two out. I might even go as far as call Complex out. I'm getting sick of these fucking lists and shit that's coming out. This is the lowest level of coverage of hip hop. If it ain't gossiping, if it ain't tearing down somebody's career because it's funny, a la Meek Mill, who the last show dropped a song and y'all, which was actually a great song. Dreams and Nightmares is actually a phenomenal record. And he should be able to make that record because I'm sorry, Nightmares and Dreams, his newest release that came out July 30th, is actually a phenomenal record. And Meek Mill does have a lot to talk about. If anybody in hip hop. The last show, you shit on it saying that he can't do that. Why can't Meek Mill why can't he remix his own record? That makes no sense. Just because it sounds weird to you, I get it. Whatever. Why can't he? Of all people, why can't he? But we're sitting here birding out to Cardi B. Like, come on, man. Like I'm defending the stance of making a poignant hip hop competent take. We're not going to be serious about it when we want to be serious about it, and then, man, I want to be the furthest from hip hop shit. All right, thanks for letting us know that you've overstayed your welcome. Move to the big leagues, man. Make space for people who want to make those takes. That's okay. And we will revere you for
So,
your contributions to the fucking game. But make space for people who want to take those plays. You say hip hop goes into an evolutionary state. The transformation from the caterpillar to the cocoon to the butterfly. The butterfly lives the least, has the shortest life cycle out of all those three states. So if you want to transfer from the ugly caterpillar of what hip hop is, I'm sorry, the ugly cocoon of what hip hop has to be, and the struggling journey of a caterpillar of what hip hop is and independence is, when you're ready to shed that and go fly off, and you realize, like Icarus, you fly too close to the sun and it don't work the way you think it works, don't come back. Because that's what usually happens in this case. You run off from the hip hop, you want to move it to a different direction, but when the shit don't work out, which we've seen happen a couple of times with Joe, a couple of times with Charlotte, DJ Academics ain't got his wake up call yet. Don't come back. Just stay gone, man. And make room for people who genuinely want to grow this thing that we call hip hop. But from all the three, it all in all, just to be blunt, it hurt me being a fan of Joe Budden, the rapper, hearing that. The podcaster, the entrepreneur saying that. With fans giving $10 tiers, $20 tier, $5 tiers, I ain't got $30 for J. Cole. Like, come on, man. Like, we got to be better. We got to be, like, that's, as artists, which he will forever be an artist. Joe Budden be an artist first to be then a media person. You will ever be known as an artist for me. I was the kid who played with Joe Budden on the Def Jam Vendetta game. Like, when you didn't have a face and nobody knew who you was and all we had was Pump It Up to listen to. I'm not going to, mm-mm, mm-mm. Shit got to change in the culture, man, with this journalism. These complex lists, these half-hearted ass lists that y'all do for shock jock, that y'all constantly leave Wale off of because the shit's fun to do. Like, it's just simply just covering Drake and Kendrick Lamar because there's nothing to talk about. Where you got Baby Chief trying to go on a run. Where you got fucking like Nipsey Hussle has a new single out. He has a new single. He has two new singles out. What's going on? What's going on, man? Is it us? Is it really hip hop? Is it really the artist? Meek Mill has a new single. Like, is it really the artist? Or is it not or is it just not profitable for you all to talk about it anymore? Like, what is it?
So
It's not profitable. It's not profitable for us to
no.
talk about.
My word of the day is nuance, right? And the reason why I say it's nuanced is because
Man, a lot of
they
shit
don't
don't
know
be
how.
nuanced, man. A lot of shit
No,
just be
listen,
niggas
listen
chasing.
listen
Nah,
to
fuck
what
all
let
that.
me
A lot of
let
shit
me
just be
cook.
motherfuckers chasing the bag. That's why a lot of this shit just be motherfuckers taking the bag. And when the bag comes, you got to do what the motherfucker who gave you the bag say do. Charlamagne got to do what the fucking person who gives him the bag tells him to do.
So
DJ Academics got to do what the motherfucker, what Kick tells him to do, or we suppress your shit.
Oh, can I take off?
I'm sorry. I'm just passionate, man. I just want us to do better. That's all. I just want us to do better, and I just
So
want people with loud voices to fucking
Corey,
help.
What I need you, Lito, what I need you to realize is you keep saying the word us, right? And we are us.
Mm-hmm.
And that means that we have to put on the word the for what they don't do. So I'm not a motherfucker that's going to beg somebody to do something because they said they love a certain thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing about that's why I say it's nuanced for Joe Buttons and the Charlemagnes, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not that they are they should be ousted from the culture and just stay over there. I understand that what's lucrative for you is to exit yourself from hip hop, but that is only telling me how big you view hip hop, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a medium, right?
Center
You don't
yourself.
believe,
Center yourself. Yep.
you don't believe
Mm-hmm.
that you can use hip hop as a vehicle to attract eyes in these other spaces, right?
Mm-hmm.
In a true crime Dick Wolf space, right? You don't think if you solely talk about hip hop and talk about what's going on in the real culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
That if you only participated in this thing in a salacious way. That's why Mark being added to the show
Mm-hmm.
is was such a breath of fresh air for the show. It was a very good business decision for Joe
Mm-hmm.
because what Mark brings is an educated look at a lot of the situations that they be having just flippant
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
conversations about, right? And I think that's how they've looked at hip hop for a while. Him, Charlemagne, Act, all of them lean into the entertainment aspect of hip hop because those are the things that quote unquote sell. Not realizing that you can you can hit every aspect of human life in every element of hip hop because hip hop is not just rap. Hip hop is not just going to the club and turning up. Hip hop isn't just parties. We have groups like NWA and
Mm-hmm.
Public Enemy to show us that hip hop can be revolutionary and is about the people and about the struggle,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that means we can use hip hop as a vehicle to talk about different aspects of life outside of just the entertainment, right?
Yeah.
And yes, we as the media people, right? We can be here for the entertainment, right? We can
Mm-hmm.
be here for the Bernice Burgos conversations and shit, right?
Yeah.
But again, tells me your perspective on how you view the culture and blackness in general
Mm-hmm.
because you are looking at it as a monolith, right? You looking at as oh, it's on hip hop is only lucrative because black people made it. And I'm like, yeah, black people made it, but that doesn't mean that white people and brown people and
Are you saying
people
that?
that don't speak the
Hold on.
language.
You
No,
saying? Oh, are you saying I look at it as a mon? I feel that way.
no, I'm
Yeah.
talking about Joe Budden
Okay. I
and
see what you're saying.
Charlemagne.
Oh, okay.
Uh, again, let
Yeah.
I'm cooking. I'm
No,
cooking.
I'm playing Tetris. My bad.
So they're looking like you're looking at it. Charlemagne, Joe Budden, y'all are looking at it as, oh, this is just some black shit, and I gotta talk in order for me to talk about a the shit going on World War III,
Mm-hmm.
shit like that, or what's going on with the economic market. Like there are things within hip hop, vehicles within hip hop and the culture, right? Because one of the elements of hip hop is fashion. You
Yeah.
can see based off of fashion throughout hip hop culture the state of affairs economically
Mm-hmm.
with black people. If you really sat there and actually did the study on hip hop and fashion, right? You understand why Dapper Dan exists because there was a lack of accessibility to
To
these
fashion.
big label brands,
Yeah.
right? And so
Mm-hmm.
what Dapper Dan did was take his understanding of being being a seamster and putting clothes together
Mm-hmm.
and possibly adding in the cultural aspect of boosting.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Boots
Mm-hmm.
Riley for I Love Boosters.
Yeah.
Possibly participating in an economic like black market revenue of again black culture and hip hop culture,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's why it's like on one hand I understand NDIRE.
Mm-hmm.
I understand NDIRE and
Yeah.
wanting better. That's the public enemy
Yeah.
aspect of hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
But hip hop is also hypocritical.
Yeah. And I understand the Cardi, not the Young Miami part of it as well.
I understand spin that. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's why I'm able to give a Joe Budden and Charlemagne the God a little bit of a microcosm of grace,
Mm-hmm.
right? When it comes to their minds just not being
Hip hop.
big enough
Yeah.
to see hip hop as a bigger medium than what
Yeah.
they've been looking at it as, right?
Yeah.
And not realizing how hip hop has been the foundation to get y'all to where y'all are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I,
so I think that people should be allowed to make mistakes in hip hop. I didn't even know we was going here,
I don't
but
even think that was I don't think it's a mistake. That's what I'm saying.
I think
I don't think that at this point of their careers, I don't think it's a mistake until you look back in hindsight. All I'm gonna say is, bro, I've never once heard Howard Stern or a white music executive or anybody say I don't have $30 for Mick Jagger.
wait. Do one second. Go back. Rewind. Because I want you to go a little bit deeper on what you mean by you don't think
They made
anything
a
is a
mistake.
mistake
I don't think at
outside of
this
hindsight.
I I don't think it's not a mistake until you realize. I think at this point of their careers, with their voices being so loud, it's not a mistake until you realize the response and maybe the outcries of some of the things they do, especially when you get in front of these microphones and push play and then send it out. I mean, that's the reason why we've been working on, you know, tailoring our content and tailoring our microphone discipline and the things we say and knowing when to go a little far and when not to go a little far. When Charlemagne, says I'm going to sniff somebody's butt seat, like you don't realize how much of a mistake that is until 10 years down the line, and it's like, all right, bro, like that looks kind of. And he has to go on there and be like, yo, I was wild, and that was a little too much. I had to do the work. I don't think. I mean, Joe Budden, who I think is really good at going on the next week and saying, yo, I fucked up, or that was a very bad take, which means I don't think that they realize that it's really a mistake until people start typing and people start saying, "Yo, you fucking wild," or a phone call comes from this is whole phone call comes and like, yeah, yo, you need to clean this up a little bit. I don't think Joe realized how much of a mistake it was this week during last week during the show to say I don't have $30 for J. Cole and I want to be far away from hip hop shit as I want. And if I was a judge, I would lock all you motherfuckers up. Maybe it's all playful, when as they were reviewing Pooh Shiesty's album. Maybe it's all jokes. Cool, whatever. You don't realize the damage that is and how damaging those statements are until you live a little bit and you go back and you see where hip hop is. So you go back and listen to your older self. Like, listen to yourself crying over De La Soul finally getting their masters. Like, are these the same individuals that we're talking about? You got to ask yourself that question, I think. And when we look, and when I say, you know, you dump on Tommy Richmond, you dumping on J. Cole, which one is it? Is it Tommy Richmond and J. Cole, or is it you and your stance in hip hop? Now, I'm not here to defend Tommy Richmond or the idea or the song or the work of him. What I am going to defend is the media's making a take on something and not really being involved in it. Because, like I said before, I've never once heard a white media pundit say, I don't have $30 for Madonna or Mick Jagger or you throw white artists out there. That's how coveted their spaces are when we talk about the genres and hit cultures of their music. Hip hop,
That's a little bit of
however,
revisionist
we
history.
can.
I I I, I think we are you are you under the guise that Madonna and Mick Jagger didn't have like critics that didn't like them?
I absolutely know they had critics that didn't like them. I mean, yeah, of
So
course, I know that.
so I
But
so the reason why I asked that
It's
with
different to be
Joe,
a critic that dislikes them right? That's one thing. If Joe was a critic that disliked J. Cole, that's a whole different conversation. You're not a critic that didn't dislike J. Cole. You are a media personality who failed to do research and then went on a podcast to say, I don't really care about hip hop or J. Cole. Well, what are you? That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I, I feel you, but like so,
Oh
the reason
shit.
why I'm kind of indifferent about that
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to Joe is because Stephen A. Smith exists and like Pat McAfee exists. These motherfuckers don't stand on media. Being a media pundit and a talking head. See, there's a difference between being a journalist and a talking head. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what Stephen A, Pat McAfee, Joe Budden, Charlemagne the God, that's what they are. They are very lucrative talking heads,
Yeah.
right? Great loot and personalities, right?
Yeah.
They're people that you want to hang out with and talk to, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
Shannon
I
Sharp, same way.
I'm never looking so I'm never allowing myself to be so invested in them that what they say, and I've
Come
accepted
on,
this
bro.
be
You
I've
you
accepted
giving
this.
them some credit. You could hear their voices on
I'm
the
not
last.
it's no
You could
credit. It's
hear
like
their voices on the last show on the most recent listen. Have you listened to the most recent episode?
no, I haven't listened.
All
I
right, you
haven't
got to
listened
go
to the
listen
newest
to the
episode.
most, and that's what I'm speaking context of the most recent episode, because in the most recent episode, a fan made a video which they covered, which sparked that entire conversation about them not listening to J. Cole and not covering J. Cole's show. And there was some uneasiness when the fan was like, "Look, man, I'm an avid listener. I listen to a lot of stuff, and like this is kind of y'all last episode was so trash because like y'all so busy worrying about the audio and Parks not being there that y'all didn't even talk about the J. Cole show. Like, and y'all haven't talked about hip hop in a long time. The dude
But
said that,
also,
and when they were covering it, Parks was like, yeah, he gotta got. Even Joe Budden was like, yeah, he got a point. Like,
so
so.
this is an example I wanted to
Mm-hmm,
use earlier, and I think Bootsy is a great example of this, right?
mm-hmm.
Bootsy went to jail.
Yeah,
Bootsy was in jail for
he
double
about to
digit
go. He about to go.
years.
He about to go back.
He might be about to go back,
If you don't get that
right?
600,
All
that
Bootsy
six
knows
hundred
is
thousand back, he won't be back up.
all Bootsy knows is institutionalized, like
Shit.
the system of,
Yeah,
of just being
institutionalized
locked up
shit. Yeah.
and street shit,
Mm-hmm.
right? So whenever Bootsy is asked about shit that involves the LGBTQ community, everybody's always running around shocked that Bootsy said some off the wall shit about the gays.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's
It's Bootsy.
Bootsy.
Yeah. Why y'all asking him this stuff?
Like, why are you asking him this shit?
Yeah.
Like, I
But
understand
there are some
the
times where
cancel culture of it all.
he has stoked the
And,
flames of that a little bit.
but again, it's Bootsy, and I'm using him as this analogy to the
Mm-hmm.
job
You not gonna
description
use the
of
Bootsy.
media pundit,
The
right?
hip hop media pundits.
Media pundit in
Nah,
general, because it's not a thing that I hate that we do this
I can't
thing with
general.
black culture and hip hop culture that we
We
it's
try to
this
hold them
main
to
character
some sort of we
it's
try to hold them to some sort of standard. That's what we're
no no
doing.
no 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 it's
That's
this
what
main
I'm
character
doing.
it's this main character no 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 listen to what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's this main character syndrome that we have as a culture,
Mm-hmm.
that we believe that our problems are unique to us. No, outside of our realms and our platforms, they're doing the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
right? And this media, like these, the way these niggas move in the media space, fuck a hip hop for a second, fuck a culture for a second,
Mm-hmm.
just in media in general, is I'm saying the thing for the clicks. I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying the things that's hits the reason why Stephen A is picking right now
Mm-hmm.
as Fauci is pleading the fifth.
Mm-hmm.
He's picking right now to apologize to Kyrie. He's had years to apologize to Kyrie, but
Mm-hmm.
when it's lucrative, he's going to do it because he's doing it in a disingenuous way to prop himself up for his
Right.
political run, right?
The butterfly.
That's a so when we turn to a Joe Budden or a
Mm-hmm.
Charlemagne the God,
Mm-hmm.
we have to acknowledge they
Yeah.
are bigger than they see themselves as bigger than the
They see
space,
themselves as
bigger
bigger
than
than
the
this
culture,
space. They
right?
see themselves
because
as the butterfly.
because because of their because of the perspective of the culture that they've had on it, right? It's not shooting bail at all. I'm not shooting them any
Mm-hmm.
bail at all. I'm saying I'm saying for us as the audience of these, we have to see it for what it is and what they continuously tell us that they're trying to be. Entertainment first, right? They're trying to be entertainment first,
That's
not culture first.
and that's
Their culture is a vehicle to make money
and
through this entertainment
and and
platform.
and that's
So
why I'm
let's treat
saying
let it
they
let's
need to
continue to
move.
treat them like that. Not
They
let's
need to
not
move.
waste our energy on
Yeah.
being angry with
I'm not.
these niggas.
Well, I'm not
Not
angry in the whole. I'm angry in
let's
this
not be
suck.
upset
But
with these niggas.
if
Let's
they want
really
to
talk
move
to the
to
people that are really involved in the
entertainment,
culture.
if you want to move to entertainment, move to entertainment. That's all I'm saying. Move out
But
of talking about hip hop. Move out of saying that you're a prevalent
we
voice
don't
in hip
have
hop. And
there are no structures to exile anybody from this culture. If we let's have a real if we have a
mhm,
real conversation of as
mhm,
hip hop stands today and why
yeah,
gatekeepers can exist is
mhm.
because you no
Because
one
we
has
haven't
the power
created
to
we
do what you're saying do, right?
yeah.
What you're saying about Joe Budden and Charlemagne the God.
Mhm,
If you going look at the culture is in this perspective, then you
mhm,
can never participate in the culture ever
yeah.
again. There are no structures in place with this fictitious culture
Mhm.
that allow us to be
But
able
our
to
cultures,
exile people in that way.
the first
So,
problem is
because of
I have
that,
with your statement. Our culture isn't fictitious; it's real. You can't
it's
do that in
real.
country music. You can't do that in rock and roll.
Who's who's going to enforce it? What organizations do we have to enforce the exile that you are saying we give these
Mm-hmm.
people? Because again, they have differing opinions of us on J. Cole. Like again, I respect J. Cole and I believe J. Cole. I do believe they have served a disservice to how to the coverage
Mm-hmm.
of J. Cole and how he's just done this entire rollout for the
Mm-hmm.
fall off. Don't
Yeah.
we agree there? But if no one is allowed
Mm-hmm.
to have a differing opinion
People
on
are
some shit,
allowed to
like
have a differing opinion, though, man. I'm
yes
never
he said
saying
some
but
inflammatory
I
shit
never said
about not having $30
yeah.
for J. Cole. I
That's bigger
get
than
that.
that statement
But
is bigger
that's
than J.
doing it
Cole,
for the
though,
clicks.
and that's a
He's doing it
problem.
so we sit here and have a 30-minute
Yeah.
conversation about him. I don't give a
I
fuck
don't
about him
and me
doing that
I don't
extra
think he's
ass
doing
shit.
that for the clicks. I think he genuinely means that. I don't think that's a click thing. That's not like I'm doing it for he genuinely means that. I don't have $30 for J. Cole and I want to be as far away from hip hop shit as I possibly can. I mean, you gotta listen to last episode. That's what I'm referencing those takes from. But no, I don't think he's flicking around. I think he really means that, and that's
the
okay.
reason why I don't need to
That's all I'm saying.
listen to the reason why I don't need to listen to the new recent episode. I'm a Patreon subscriber. I
Yeah.
listen this the sentiment he shared on this newest one is a sentiment he's been sharing for the
Yeah.
longest,
For
right?
real.
And one thing I do is believe people the first time they tell me who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe Budden for years now
Mm-hmm.
has been telling us, no, I am not just a hip hop. I don't look at hip hop as being lucrative enough to sell this ship on anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I need other avenues and
Right.
need to get into other brand fields
Right.
in order to sell this ship, right?
And
However,
right there. Watch that
however,
cold take. Watch that
wait.
cold take. If you could say that, that's all I'm saying. Watch that
But you
take
can't.
because you're talking about the culture.
I don't have to watch shit. He ain't gotta watch shit because who like let's put this in. I love to live in
Yeah.
actual reality. Ain't nobody what we gonna do? How we gonna do? What we gonna do to check them?
I mean, we're
What
doing it
can
right
we do
now.
to check
If you
them?
listen to the last episode, they're covering the guy checking them about what we're talking about. We're doing it in real time.
How is
Like this
so?
isn't radio.
This ain't
This isn't radio
so.
anymore, bro. This
I
ain't
feel you,
radio
but
where
this
it's a
ain't.
one-way conversation.
It isn't. It, it,
Mm-hmm.
it you're right, but this isn't checking him, right? Because all this does is send more eyes to him, right?
Yeah.
Send more eyes
Yeah.
to
Largely, yeah.
the bullshit.
Largely,
So
yes.
it's
But
it in my
the
eyes,
minority of it is people, individuals who are in this space just venting, just being critical of a very terrible take that we think possibly has adverse effects.
right? But what I would rather talk about instead of this nigga's ass fucking take is how well J. Cole's actual career is, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that I would much rather talk about. I don't give a fuck. Like, I am a Patreon subscriber of Joe Budden because
But
Joe
you don't
Budden
give
is
a fuck.
entertaining. But I don't give a fuck for Joe Budden's hip hop takes because Joe Budden for at least 5 years now hasn't really been fucking hip hop.
Yeah.
Yes, he is a big voice whose opinion I would want to hear when Drake and Kendrick are going back and forth. But
Yeah.
that's only
I
because
really don't want to hear that from him.
because I do because
I
on
don't.
in that scale
I don't.
he he has some
It's a bit of
personal.
a game. It's a bit of a game K-Dot situation. I don't want to hear it. I know why you mad at Drake. I know why you're mad. We know why you're mad at Drake, bro. You're mad at Drake, then you're happy at Drake again after he dropped Scorpion. Then you're mad at him. Like, I know why you mad, bro. Like, quiet. We ain't got to say the quiet part out loud, man. I know why you mad.
So Joe Budden just should stop altogether talking about hip hop.
I think as a culture, we do need to get to a point where we, if it ain't us, slowly we're starting to see it happen with the younger generation and next generation of listeners. Like they're just not, they just don't accept shit that's just being put out. And now we have, things like this. We live in a world where we can do stuff like this, where people can make their own takes, their own shows. They can put out their own thoughts. You just got people who are on TikTok saying that's bullshit, and will probably rack up more clicks, per content, views than the Joe Budden bad take itself. It is happening. I do think there needs to be, just like with any other industry, an exodus or a push off of people who have no longer served this purpose. You could be Wendy
I think
Williams
there's
of
room for
radio.
everybody.
I think you could
there's
be the
enough
Wendy
money out
Williams
here.
of radio.
I think that's
I'm not saying they can't get no money. I'm just saying go get your money somewhere else.
No, I think
Wendy
there's
Williams
room.
got
I
her
think,
money in radio. Go get your money on
but
TV.
but I'm not.
And she
I
got her
can't
money on
do that.
TV.
I'm sorry.
But the problem is when you go
I
get that
can't
TV, when
completely.
you leave the safety nets of the culture, when you transcend to want to be the butterfly, eventually you will get your real nigga wake up call. And when that real nigga wake up call happens, don't come
Just because a nigga
crawling
had a
back to
bad,
the hood.
because a
Don't
nigga
come
had a
crawling
bad
back,
take,
bro.
Because a nigga had a
We
bad
let
take.
motherfuckers whore out.
Are we
That's not a
really
bad.
doing
You
all
just
this
said,
shit for a
bro,
bad take?
Meta. You just
Are we
said
doing this
that
shit
he's
for a
been
bad
saying
take?
this for the last 5 years. That's not a bad take. That is a thought process. That's not a bad take.
Okay.
All I'm saying
Okay.
is, bro, get your
You're
bag, get your money.
it's a lot of it's a lot of niggas. It's the crazy
I never want to
see
see the motherfucker. I never want to
this
see a motherfucker go broke. That's not what I'm saying. Go get your bag. Go get your money. Go to the WWE.
part of his
Look,
bag
let me
is
tell you
talking
this.
about hip hop. He gonna talk about hip hop, and there's nothing you can do to stop it because guess what? There ain't no real checks and balance in this hip hop shit. Let's talk about culture. Let's talk. If we talking about how real the thing is, there's nothing. Yes, you can sit here. Yes, the advancement of technology allows us to be able to have a conversation through the internet to Joe Button about his bad take about J. Cole and his plethora of bad takes over the years. However, the culture itself does not have a checks and balance system and effective enough to actually chastise and scold him in the way that you're talking, right? So all that we do is feed more into the thing that he is, that he
Look, man.
continues to tell us he is,
Matter.
so he can and we're also not going to allow this one take to overshadow the many of other good takes that he has had about the hip hop culture. He was one of the first niggas to call the great hip hop war that is Kendrick Lamar and Drake a couple years back. So we not gonna act like Joe Budden just because he don't have his ear to the street. That's of the brand new culture. He's a 45-year-old rapper.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's disconnected and he's up 20 million by minimum. He's not listening to the ground level. But we also have it, and that's what we have to realize about hip hop today.
Hey, man.
Let's really fuck it.
The
Let's really
culture
have a
gets what the
conversation.
culture
No,
celebrates.
let
The
me cook.
culture
Let me
gets what
cook.
you keep saying that we who's going to stop us, blah, blah. You want to know why we don't have that system? Because we celebrate not having that system. The culture gets what the culture celebrates. We want people to whore
Let me
our
tell you
shit
this.
out. We want people to whore our shit out. Fine. Fuck it. Celebrate it. Who cares? Right? We ain't got to live with it. I mean, we're going to be dead in the grave, 60 years from now. Right? So who cares what happens to it after us, right?
That ain't all what I'm saying. I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying sitting here focusing on the people that are actively not doing anything real to or tangible to move the culture in the way that it is supposed to be moved, right? The point of focusing on them only enriches their pockets, right?
Mm-hmm.
What we should do is think about the actual work that could be done in the space,
I agree
right?
with you on that. But
And
this is what the
in first,
topic is, though.
but hold up,
Okay.
hold up, because I was getting into a bag
I'm muting up.
about how hip hop has evolved, right? Hip hop can be used for these different vehicles. They don't these niggas, Charlemagne, Ack, and Joe, don't have the mindset to understand how to use it in those different avenues and still remain hip hop, right? Fuck them niggas then, right? When it comes to actual hip hop shit, right? We talk about hip hop. We talk about how great the J. Cole show is, and not how much we hate fucking Joe Budden's take about J. Cole show that he didn't go to. None part of the reason why they have the takes that they have is because none of them went. None of them experienced this man rapping word for word, no backtrack for 2 hours. They didn't experience that. They don't know what that feel like. They don't they and then on top of that, the hip hop that they fell in love with ain't the hip hop that exists today. And that's not the hip hop that J. Cole and the space that he exists in. He exists in Joe Budden's mind as late stage competition for his for at the time his dying rap career, right? So his perspective on J. Cole is not just one of solely just the media pundit. It also can come from a space of him just him also having to compete against this nigga.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going that nigga his opinion I don't really give a fuck about. What I would rather talk about is actual cultural shit.
Mm-hmm.
Is the actual culture itself and how it has evolved past niggas like him.
Mm-hmm.
They they live in a world where they can only appreciate hip hop for what it gave them in the height of their own years. They can only appreciate hip hop from their nostalgia point. They can appreciate hip hop for this evolution, for what new shit it brought. And J. Cole in that person's mind, he's on in his mind, he's only repurposing, he's heating up old nachos.
Mm-hmm.
That's what J. Cole is doing in Joe Budden's mind. He said this. He's made that abundantly clear. So yes, he has a powerful influence in the hip hop culture because he is a elder statesman in hip hop. We can't take that away from him because his career is what it is. His connections and his ability as a rapper are what it is. So
Mm-hmm.
we will never be able to take that, and we can't take his position as the pundit he is in hip hop and his power. We can't take that away from him,
Mm-hmm.
right? But what we can do is supplement that power. Yeah, it's space enough for a Joe Budden to hop or a Charlemagne the God in academics to hop in and out the culture because guess what? That means that they are doing hip hop part time. The rest of us, if we put our minds together and actually do hip hop full time, we can take hip hop and really show niggas what it really is, right? Pat
Mm-hmm.
and show them that hip hop is, right? For the namesake of the motherfucking show, hip hop is political. Hip hop is about community action. Hip hop is about fashion and making statements that are full of substance. Hip hop is about music. Hip hop is even about religion,
Mm-hmm.
and all of these different facets and how it participates in this culture. And I would much rather have conversations on how that's beginning to happen
Yeah.
with the likes of Lil Reezy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Little young nigga out of New Orleans. I'm a as long as I have a motherfucking platform, I'm gonna sing that little nigga because I seen him.
Mm-hmm.
I seen him come from a jit, and
Mm-hmm.
he rap, and he not putting on no fucking airs. He not putting on no fucking persona that the so-called rap persona that a lot of people like to put on hip hop artists where it's like, oh no, you gotta rap or you gotta lie about a life you didn't live in order to get on. No, little niggas like Lil Reezy and Chance the Rapper are making product,
Mm-hmm.
right? Where I don't have to be the most gangster of niggas, but I also make a hard enough music for you to know not to fuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to also learn something, and for you to also shake a little ass too,
Mm-hmm.
and like that's the fuck culture is, dog.
Yeah.
That's being, and that's what being fucking black is. Being intersectional as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the divide for real. You don't. The media wants the sexy shit. The media just wants to pump sexy ass shit, and that's the reason why half these niggas got a porn or gambling addiction is
Yeah.
because they want the excitement. They want art. They want artificial excitement.
Mm-hmm.
But hip hop gives you that on a daily fucking basis. That's the true divide between hip hop media as it stands today and hip hop in reality.
Mm-hmm.
Is we too focused on these fucking pundits that are just trying to make a dollar, and hip hop ain't never solely been about just making a dollar.
Yeah.
That's an aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much more though.
I'm with you. I'm with you. and you just cooked. But what hip hop ain't your motherfucking side bitch. So don't just come in and come out as you see, please, man. Like
To
that's
some
just me.
niggas, it is.
To some niggas it
To some
is.
niggas,
According
it
to
is.
Genius, it ain't. And according to Genius, got a microphone and something to say about it. Then I'm gonna get my shit off. You know, that's just me, bro.
I love this.
Like
I love this shit,
just
man. I love this hip hop shit.
hey, bro, this is our culture, man. Somebody gotta respect it. Somebody gotta keep this shit going. Motherfuckers gonna get paid. Motherfuckers gonna age out. Shit, we're gonna. If we're doing this, how we're gonna do this, we're gonna be the old motherfuckers, and that's fine. But my goal is to have enough sense and have enough, reverence for what the fuck we do to not make a take like that. And I do want you to go listen to that episode. And I think you'll have a different, probably not a change of opinion, but you could maybe understand where I'm coming from. Uh, just listen to that segment, and you can hear the cast all kind of like cringe a little bit because there's another individual out there just like us who made that same statement and was it's 300 when Leonidas hits Xerxes in the cheat and he didn't get him, but it was like whoa shit, like yeah, the people they want us to talk hip hop, you know,
I
and they
feel
looking
it.
for, and people are reaching for that. People are looking for that, and that's why we create. A do for self, as Malcolm X
So
say. You know what
so
I'm saying?
so food for thought, right?
Mm-hmm.
Food for thought. If your whole point of we don't need niggas like Charlemagne and Joe to be sometimesy with the culture. If
Mm-hmm.
that is your point, why then say you should watch the episode, encouraging me to participate
No,
in
I
the
want you to.
fuckery?
No, not participate in the fuckery, but to since you say you didn't watch it to kind of understand my vantage point. That's all.
Right.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you got the Patreon
I,
tier. You already participated in the fuckery. You might as well.
I,
You know
I,
what I'm saying?
but
Yeah.
exactly,
But I don't
right?
have the Patreon tier. I got the
Because
free tier.
because again, regardless of how I feel about what they say,
Mm-hmm.
that's another view.
Yeah.
That's another view,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so, like, wow, I'm sure it probably, I believe you. I
Mm-hmm.
want you to understand, I believe that they probably said some real egregious shit.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's Bootsy.
Yeah.
It's Bootsy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I expect Joe Budden to say some egregious shit about J. Cole because it's Joe Budden.
My rapper
Like,
brain tells me that it's a little deeper than
part of
just I'm far away. I'm
his
far
whole
away
shit
from hip
is
hop.
his whole shit
The
is
rapper
like
brain,
to
the
be a
rapper
hater,
brain
to
in
be the
me,
old hating nigga.
the rapper brain in me is. I think this is a little bit more than hip hop with Joe and J Cole. We'll watch. We'll sit back and watch. But I think there's a little bit more than just I didn't like the fall off and I don't like what J Cole's doing. I think it's a little bit more. I think there's an angle. I'm gonna say that. I think there's an angle. My take is I think Joe has ran the Drake angle down to the ground, and he needs a new angle.
I ain't gonna lie. Be honest with you. I think we've said Joe Budden's name too many times.
I'm just saying, man.
Because I don't
I
like
watch. I just watch, man. That's all. That's the problem. Like I say, I'd rather talk about Joe because of the other two. Them the only two that really cover. Charlemagne, I don't really know what Charlemagne
I
talks
don't
about
want to cover
anymore.
none of them. I
But
I want to
this is
use
the
them as
topic. The topic was we were talking
I
about the
want
divide between hip hop media and culture. We brought up the pretty much the three
right, but
media
there's
giants, and that's why we're talking about
you
them.
can have this
If I
conversation
could fit,
without talking about them or their takes.
I think it's important to talk
because
about them though.
there's also a subsection of this where the XL like cover has
Yeah.
been talked shit about, and I
Mhm.
don't think that I think there are a couple artists on there that if people actually paid attention,
Yeah.
again, Lil Reezy,
Mhm. Hurricane
like
Wisdom.
there's a couple
Yeah.
like it's a couple motherfuckers on there that really can rap.
Yeah.
And really, if you're a part of the culture, like you say you were part of the culture, you were respected.
Yeah.
But if we sitting here and I would like to talk about that also, the role that hip hop media plays in that aspect of how Double XL hasn't necessarily been taking themselves seriously because
Mhm.
hip hop media isn't just Joe Budden. I know that was
It's not.
the
It's
DM I
not.
sent,
Yeah.
but
It's not. It's
that's the
complex.
that we can jump
It's Rolling
we
Stone.
they
Anthony Fantano. It's a bunch of different shit. You know. It's
so
a
I
bunch of
like
it's a bunch of different things.
I don't I care about Joe's opinion up until it's like, all right, now we own Joe. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck Joe. All right,
Yeah.
yeah, Joe said that fuck ass
But
shit, but
it's a
that just
but there's a to
that's
me
just
there's
a
just a
greater point of
common
how
it's
hip
a
hop media is just
commonality with Joe, with Charlotte, with Ack. I'll even go with Complex. I'll go with Fontaine. Any of the majority of the people who are covering hip hop are not talking about hip hop. They're talking about nuances, beefs, giving just hot takes. They're not really sitting with anything. They don't really care about hip hop. And all I'm saying is there needs to be a influx of new talent or a propping up of people in the space who are doing that we do need to pay attention to, and the exodus of old hoopers who the analytics don't work for them no
in order
more
to
for
do
hip
that, we
hop.
got to stop talking about the old hoopers.
But you
We
got a
got to stop
Patreon
talking about the old. We
subscription.
got to
You
stop
got a
talking about
Patreon
Mike. We
subscription.
got to stop talking about. And at a certain point, we're gonna have to stop talking about LeBron
That's
because
true.
we're gonna have to talk, have real conversations about Wimby. We're gonna
Yeah,
have to stop talking about the old hoopers
yeah.
and actually talk about the new ones.
I'm with you on that, 100%. I respect that take,
Like
100%.
like he said that shit. They all said that shit. They 40, 50-year old niggas saying shit.
Mm-hmm.
Their hip hop ain't the hip hop today.
Yeah,
A hip hop, the lens that they see this shit from, it ain't the hip hop today.
yeah. I
It's a
agree.
whole different ecosystem that they ain't even closely connected to. So of course you would have that take.
Yeah,
It don't mean it don't weigh that much. Yes, the power of the
debatable.
platform,
Yeah,
the platform weighs a lot,
yeah,
but your opinion on this thing doesn't, because it actually isn't coming from place of a substantive place. It's coming from a place of artificial passerby listening. You listen to Fall Off once and now you have this opinion about it. I don't give a
yeah,
fuck that you're a former rapper. It doesn't change the fact that your opinion don't matter. Not on this
yeah,
subject.
yeah,
And that's okay. Because these niggas they got to the positions that they in because we exalt them.
yeah,
Fuck them. I don't exalt niggas.
yeah.
And I love Hove. That's one of my favorite niggas, but
Mm-hmm.
part of me want to take it get
Yeah,
off too. Come on, man.
yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's the natural
because this
order of
hip hop
shit.
shit is a
Yeah,
competition sport.
yeah. It's the natural cycle of order. Like, if we were in their positions, I would want somebody to do the same thing. You know, that's all I'm saying. Like, I just nasty take last show towards the culture. That's all I'm gonna leave it at that. We beat this shit into the ground. All right, man. Shit, we done did 328.
Oh,
Four.
oh.
Yeah, we did do four. We just spent about 30 minutes getting the audio and shit correct, but we got it. I can't wait till you see the new setup, man. It looks really, really good. I got the logo that you sent me embedded in there too, man. So that ends today's show, bro. We're putting this one out. We're putting this one out, man. We putting these clips out on this one, man. I like this episode. This was some good topics. I thought we drove this last point home really well, man. Which is really the parallel of what this show is, right? It's hip hop is, right? We're educating, understanding. It's also a journey. We're trying to play the Rubik's Cube of hip hop, you know, and figure out what this thing is as we broadcast this and figure it out in real time in front of people. I think that's what makes this a great idea, bro. Um, I thank you for allowing me to help you bring this idea to life as well, and I'm super excited about growing this, man. I just been real hesitant on putting it out because I just wanted to look really good, and I think we got a good enough product to start getting out to the people. All right. All right, man.
Nice.
Any closing statements? Any closing remarks? Bernice Burgos, hang it up. You 47. Game, get in the studio and rap. Kawhi Leonard, 100 years, no opportunity for parole. Get him out of here. What other topics did we have, man?
I'm gonna end it on this. Real
Kawhi
hip
Leonard
hop.
and Patrick Williams should go to jail for life.
Real hip hop.
Chinese
Right.
jail.
Real hip hop
Yeah.
is not just lucrative, and it is very multifaceted.
Yes.
It's not just a commodity.
Yes.
It is a multifaceted culture with aspects out the wazoo.
This shit is the multiverse of madness, man.
Stay faithful to the culture.
Stay faithful to the culture, man. I like
Stay
that.
faithful to the culture.
That's gonna be
That
that's our
man,
sign off,
that's the
man.
new slogan.
That's stay
Stay faithful.
faithful. Stay
Stay
faithful to
faithful
the
to the
culture,
culture.
man. Stay faithful to the culture. That's how we signing off every episode moving forward. All right, man. So this is what we're gonna introduce the names. I'm Corey the Genius.
It's your boy Meta.
And don't forget, family, this is Hip Hop Is. Stay faithful to the culture. Peace.
Peace.